We got 7 people waiting.
Okay. So I want to open up my YouTube. Hello, everyone. If you're watching us, we're just going to finish getting ourselves set up. And just have to go to my channel.
Okay.
And there we are. Hello,
Dawn.
hello.
Dawn.
Hi, everyone. And there we are. Oops. Hello.
Okay, we got a lot of feedback going on, guys.
That was me. I didn't get to turn my thing off yet, so it's off now. It's off now.
Yeah.
My fingers don't move that fast.
Guys, would one of you post that we're live in some of the groups? It's hard with Hangouts open to be able to get back and forth to Facebook. So if Dawn or Kendra or somebody could post, we would really appreciate it.
Yes.
And Donna and Eva and Dawn and Kendra and Juliana and Terry, Beverly,
Laura.
Joan, AJ, Laura.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're going to give it like just a couple seconds to finish getting ourselves organized, and then we're going to start. So I hope everybody has their supplies. All right, let me see.
The first thing we're going to do is look at a background made out of pieces of book page. So if you've got some old book pages, get them out and get ready to use them. And an ink pad. Those are the 2 things that you need
Ink
for this
pad
one.
and book
And some glue.
Yes. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to work on the backgrounds in case anybody didn't watch my video.
Hi, Donna and Sherry and Eva and Pat, Patricia, Laura. Thank y'all are all came in since Tanya was welcoming everybody. Hi, Becky.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in romper room when we do that. Don't you want to get out that glass and say, "Hey, everybody"?
Jerry, you need to click on one person because things are bouncing back and forth.
Oh, sure. Okay.
They're not on YouTube.
No,
they aren't on YouTube. All right, never mind. I'm going to watch somewhere else then. Just
okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Ruby. Yes, I didn't see them bouncing back and forth on YouTube.
Okay. As long as we're on Lisa, that's good.
Yep. Okay. So we're going to work on an altered bank book, FYI, just in case you don't know what we're talking about or what we're doing. And the project was inspired by Monica, the Creative Beast, and she's in our chat. She did an altered bank book, and she shows you her progress on her YouTube channel. And we will get you a link for that. Or if somebody wants to grab that. Where's Janet? She's the link grabber.
I was gonna say Dawn is your only mod here.
Yes. I know. I see that. And I have mods.
Hi, Mindy.
Does anybody want to be a moderator? Anybody else want to be a moderator? Say hey, and I'll make you one. All right, Lisa, why don't you go ahead and I'm going to grab my book text.
Becky said yes, Jerry.
Okay. All righty.
While you're making her moderator, I'm going to go ahead and show my examples. I made several different examples of ways you could do this. And I'm going to be working in my bank book this direction. So it's different from, you know, normally we work like this, but because of what I want to do on the cover, I've decided I'm going to work like this. So so I was playing with that idea and some pretend pages. And I did this one where it's just going a bunch of different directions. And I think that works out good as a background, but it is kind of busy. So it depends on what you want to do over it. If you want to gesso over it or something, then I think this one would be really cool. This one, I had everything radiating out from the side, and that worked out pretty well. The reason I did that was because when I did this one, I had everything radiating out from the middle, which I really, really love, especially if right here you put the words that you really liked. But the problem is, if we're working in this bank book, then we would need to fold it right here, and it's very fat right there, so we can't fold it. So this one's going to have to be used for something else, or you have to move your center down here somewhere so that you can go ahead and fold your pages. And you could do that. And then I did this one with where it's woven, and it's real easy. It's actually probably the quickest one. That one and this one. I did on all of these three, I inked one side of the strip. On this one, on the pages that have actual words on them, I inked both sides. But on the pages that are blank, I mean the strips that are blank, I didn't ink it at all. So because I wanted to differentiate between them even more. So the first thing that you do to make any of these is the same step, and that is to tear your book pages. Now, I have some here, but I think I'm going to do it like I did before because it's easy to show you. I've got my ruler right at the edge, and I'm just holding it down pretty good and taking 2 or 3 pieces of paper and ripping them up. And then I take 2 or 3 more, and then 2 or 3 more, and I'm just ripping up quite a few. I don't know how many you're going to need. Partly depends on how wide you make them, and partly depends on how big your project is. I'm going to do a few more, and then I'm going to call that enough for this page. And then I just moved right over, and you can make them however wide you want. The skinnier they are, the harder they are to get off in one piece, though. So I'm going to make them about this wide. And I'm just grabbing, like I did before, 2 or 3 pages and pulling. And they kind of curl like that. But it's easy to straighten them out. You just kind of have to do that. No big deal. It was a little frustrating to work with before I realized how easy it was to straighten them back out.
I see a bunch more people are coming in. I just want to say welcome. Gwen, welcome. Beth, welcome. Susan, Mary, thank you for coming.
Monica's here too, Jerry. And she said she can't stay very long.
Okay, I'm getting feedback from you. Did you turn your YouTube off?
Yep.
Your volume? Okay.
Also, Kendra said she would be a moderator for you.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Let me go back and do that. Thank you, Kendra.
Now, at this point, you have to decide what you're going to do. And these are the 2 I like the best, I think, for this particular project. I think this one will work in the fold the easiest because it doesn't have a bunch of heavy stuff in one place. But if you put your center down here, then and had it go up like that, then it would probably not be difficult. But I'm gonna show this one because I think it's probably the one that won't be as easy. This one's pretty easy to figure out. You just lay them down, start with one and lay them all down around on top of each other. So I'm gonna do this one because I think it looks, I don't know, I really like that one too.
Yeah, I like
Which
I
one
like,
did you get to do?
like the one in your right hand, I think. And I like that one with the red lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is really cool. I like them all.
I think I want to tell you all too that this was inspired by something that Barb Filion sent me. She sent me a little tag, and it had some interesting little decorations in it, hearts, and it's not that, you know, that's probably the first time I had seen it, but it was really cute, and so we kind of went off from that. And hello, Holly and Mary, and I saw somebody else come in, and I'm not sure where.
Bag full of treasure.
Anna.
Yep.
That's Bag
Anna.
Full of Treasures, Anna. Thank you for mentioning that, Tanya, about Barb.
Do you have that handy where you could show it, Tanya?
You know, I might. Just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well.
No, you didn't miss anything, Holly. We're just getting started. We're good.
Which one do you want me to show them, Jerry?
Gee, I don't know. Why don't we have a vote? Which one would you like to see, guys?
Okay.
Number one, number two.
Three.
Yeah, good. 1, 2, or 3. Type it in the chat.
1,
we want to
2,
see.
3. I'm kind of out of the thing. I didn't realize that I was uncentered.
You're good. You're good.
Becky says woven.
We got 2 1s. Well, we got 3 1s. Woven is 1. Okay.
Looks like we're about 2 to 1. Woven's over number 2.
Okay.
And nobody wants number 3, so.
All right, we'll do number 1.
Okay.
Jerry, I have Barb's tag here.
Cool. Let me click on you.
Mm-hmm.
You could take a piece of paper and cut out a shape and put it over the top of any of these, and it would kind of show off the what's going on in a shape like these are.
Isn't that beautiful?
And that's what she's done. This is this page is cut out, and the book text is underneath it.
It's lovely. I like it.
And then it's backed with music paper too. So it's really a cool technique.
Yes. Thanks, Barb. She's not here, but if she does watch the replay, thank you, Barb, for your inspiration.
Okay.
And Tanya and I are working along with Lisa, right, Tanya?
Yep. I'm inking edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what you need to do. I'm going to ink just like I did on this sample. I'm going to ink the ones with the text, and I'm going to leave the plain edges plain because they're really pretty just like they are. And I'm using the Sepia Ranger Archival ink to ink my edges. You can use anything you've got. The red one was done with Distress ink.
Jerry, did you go back to Lisa?
I did.
Okay.
I'm going to just get some archival ink. I'll be right back.
All righty. And you don't have to do a lot, but especially when you do both sides of it, it really and you only have to do it from the front, but do it from both edges. I guess is what I'm trying to say, not both sides, both edges. It really shows up pretty. And it takes a few minutes to ink all of these. Maybe I should have inked a bunch in advance.
That's okay.
No, because they've got to ink theirs too, honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're working along with us. Oh, I don't know if this ink pad has any ink in it. If anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Put them in caps or give us the old @ sign. Okay, Becky wants to know what size the book is again. So, Becky, it is, I'm just going to flash over to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Becky, here's the bank book, and it is 7 inches this way across the top when it's open by 5. And I made a pretend one. And here's my pretend one. Pretend. And what I did is I cut, no, I don't want to show you my pages. I cut a piece of cardboard, cereal box, and I did round the corners on it. And I just did a really simple pamphlet stitch along the edge. Sorry, Juliana. Hello. Oh, you're welcome, Eva. Sorry if I don't get to see you in the chat. I apologize. Okay, and there's 3 pages, Becky. There's 3 sheets, and I don't want to open it because there's work in it. I don't want to show you yet. So there's 3 pieces of 7 by 5 paper in there.
Show her your blank book, honey.
Yeah, so here's my blank bank book that I'm going to work on today. So that oh, I lie. There's 4 sheets of paper in here. Is there 4 sheets of paper in yours, Tanya?
1, 2.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Duh. Okay, there's 3. There's 3 sheets of paper. Sorry, I didn't have it open to the middle.
Okay, what's really okay?
Question from Minna. She wants to know the length of the paper strips that you're inking, Lisa. So we're going to go back to Lisa, unless you need to see anything else here.
Mine are the length of a Reader's Digest book because that's the book I'm using. But the important thing is that they need to be longer than, and they're not much longer than this one, longer than the paper that you're working on, or the page you're working on.
That makes perfect sense.
If you're doing a whole spread, which is what I've been planning to do,
Yeah.
then it needs to be this long. If you're just doing one page, you know, 1/2, then it would need to be about that long. But I'm planning to do the whole spread, so it needs to be longer than the book. I'm not sure. There's some over under, but it won't take up a lot of space because it's lays so flat. Not like if it was yarn, it would need to be quite a bit longer. But anyway, so just make it longer. My preference would be to have it, you know, 2 or 3 inches longer, but I didn't realize until now that this book is bigger than what I was practicing on. So
And I also just wanted to say that I am going to change my book text, because the book text, and I'm just putting my camera in a little closer, the book text I chose is kind of fragile. So I'm going to start over. And that's okay if you have to do that once in a while.
Hello, Ian. Guys, if we've missed saying hello to anybody. Oh, hi, Barbara's here. Barbara Clark.
Yeah, she said she almost missed us.
Well, guys, if we've missed saying hello, we're sorry. Chat moves a little fast, and you know we have 3 things we're paying attention to.
Right.
Okay, hi, Juliana.
If you look down for a minute, you miss a lot.
And it's hard to
Right,
eat paper without looking down.
Thanks for stopping in. Lisa, when you ripped your strips, did you try to keep them kind of the same width?
I did. Well, I didn't keep my 2 kinds the same width. I made my plain ones a little wider.
Okay.
But all of my ones with words on them are the same size, and all of my plain ones are the same size.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Okay,
Yeah,
and Holly has a question, guys.
Yep.
He says, is this going on the middle pages? Holly, I'm putting my piece one in. I'm not sure where Lisa's going to put hers. Hello, Mr. Victor.
Yeah. And I'm sorry you can't stay, Anne. That's okay. You can watch the replay if you like. And yeah, Mr. Victor, I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you.
So, girls, where are you putting yours so that Holly knows where she's putting hers?
I'm going to put mine, I'm not going to use the very first page. If you can look down in my little box, I'm going to use the second full spread. I'm going to save the first page for something special. And so I'm going to do the next page.
And
That's what I'm going to do.
I don't really care where it goes, so I haven't really thought about that.
It doesn't matter, guys.
I have it open right now to the middle, and that may be where I work just because I'm lazy and it's opening good there.
You're not lazy.
It doesn't, because each spread is going to be different and they can go in whatever order you want. So you can even leave, there's a couple of extra, I think, that we don't even have an idea for yet that you could leave open in between.
Yes.
So you wouldn't have to start 1, 2, 3. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do mine in the middle just because it's sitting there open so nicely.
Why not? I can't get my pages apart. They're stuck together. I'm a mess. I'm going to use the ink pad to ink my edges.
That's what I usually do, is do it directly from the pad. But these strips are so skinny, I was getting my fingers even worse than I am right now.
Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so I'm going to just sidebar for a second. I use this stuff. It's called Art Guard on my hands. And I'm going to put some on my hands right now. And what it does is it protects your skin a little bit from the paint and whatnot. So I noticed when I use it, I don't know if Tanya or if you or Lisa use it, when I use it, it makes cleanup on my hands much easier. You guys use it?
No,
I don't have any of that. I've got some, let me find it.
Yeah, I'm going to use it.
I've got some of this glove in a bottle.
Yes, it's similar. Yes, it's the same thing.
I never remember to use it. But I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to be good.
I never remember to use it either. So I said, I'm going to put it on my work table. So I use it today. So I just put it on. If anybody wants to see it, I'll jump over to me for a sec.
Jerry, I'm being a bad girl and not doing the one Lisa's doing. So if
we'll look at you then in a minute.
You want to look at me for a second? I'll show you.
Okay. I just want to show them my Art Guard.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
My jar of Art Guard. It says it's barrier cream is what it says. And, oh, gosh, I cannot read the directions on it because it's too small. It says, how to apply a small amount of product to the skin before working, covering hands thoroughly. It's a Winsor Newton thing, and it's just some basic stuff in there that's not going to hurt you. Okay, let's see what Tanya's doing.
And I said I was being bad. I'm being bad.
She's getting into trouble.
Beth, I got the glove in a bottle from the health food store.
Oh, no kidding.
I don't remember which one because I bought it a couple of years ago. And it's a little bottle, so you can tell I haven't really used it.
Yeah, I've had mine for a long time. But
now go to Tanya.
Yes. Let's see what she's doing. What are you doing, Tanya?
She's going
I'm making the radiant one that Lisa had showed.
Oh, cool.
But only on one page because I'm going to do the other page a little different.
Okay.
So, now the nice thing is because it's radiant, the pieces as you go will you can use the second half of all your pieces. So I cheated and I only had to ink half of what Lisa's having to ink.
Oh, stinker.
Yeah.
Stinker painter.
That's true with all of the other ones that I showed. You only have to ink one side, which is nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And the truth is, you wouldn't have to ink for the one I'm doing. You wouldn't have to ink it at all. But I like it better. I think it, and it gives it some depth to have one of them inked.
I think that's what made Barb's show up so much and made me notice Barb's so much is that it was inked and therefore it had that little bit of texture to it. So
right.
Ian's okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Beth, you know, the glove in a bottle, you can get a lot of places. I happen to know that the fabric store, quilt store, whatever you want to call her, that I take my mama to all the time that I used to work at, they have it.
That was a wrong sentence.
Yeah, we have a hardware store here that carries it. You know, there's a lot of places you can get it. As far as price goes, I haven't a clue.
It's expensive. I think this little bottle was $10.
Yeah, but you know, I use a really expensive face cream on my hands, so you know, whatever works is the point. If you
$10, it lasts forever.
Yeah.
Especially if you put it up and don't ever use it.
Then it really lasts forever.
And Ian used something, I don't know what that is. It's Baritha cream?
I think he's saying barrier cream.
Barrier cream, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he said before that though. Where is that? He said at the end of the day, he said it's after that. At the end of the day, I would wash it all off with Swarvaga.
Yeah, Lisa, are you still inking? Because I don't want them to miss you starting.
Oh,
and
I'm inking my last one right now.
Okay, and Mindy, this is Distress Ink is Vintage Photo. I have a couple of browns. I have the Vintage Photo and I have the Walnut, and the Vintage Photo was on the table, so that's what I'm using.
And Tanya is using a non-permanent ink.
Yes.
And I'm using Stays On Brown.
And I'm using Archival Sepia, and it is a permanent also.
Well, and the reason I'm using a non-permanent is because for some reason my Stays On Brown one dried out.
It does that, doesn't it? Once in a while.
Yeah. Well, and I need to order a refill. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm fixing to go ahead and start gluing.
Somebody just said hi, Danina. So I'm guessing Danina came in.
Hi, Danina.
Oh, there she is. I see her now. Hi, Danina. How are you?
Sorry, I know I'm making a little noise.
No, that's all right.
I don't want to glue my page down.
That's okay. For anybody who just came in, we're working on an altered bank book.
Okay.
Yeah, good advice, Aunt Beck. She says make sure you always keep the secondary cover on your ink pad. You know, that little plastic one that's inside. That probably keeps it from drying out. You didn't ink the plain ones? Did you ink the plain ones too, Lisa?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I like them just like they are. You could, but I think it makes them more different if they're not.
Okay.
Plus, they have a nice browning on the edges anyway. So.
Mine don't. Why do yours have a nice browning on the edge?
Because I'm using a different book from you.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm good. I just went for the book with the longer pages. That was handy.
What I'm doing is putting some glue all the way across the top.
What kind of glue are you using?
I'm using this art glitter glue.
Okay,
you
so
wouldn't have to. You could use something else, but it works really well and keeps things in place. And
would you recommend against a glue stick?
I think a glue stick would probably be okay. I think it's easy. This sticks, I don't know. I think this is better because I'm going to be manipulating it a little bit and it'll sticks a little bit better.
Okay.
But I think a glue stick will work fine if that's what you've got.
Okay. I'm going to try a glue stick and see how that works. But before I do that, I'm going to get some wax paper and put it in between my pages so I don't make a big mess.
And I'm doing some of my pages going right side up and some of them going upside down, just so that the text will look less like text and more like a pattern. And what I'm doing is just putting all of the, all the way across and laying them out so that they lay kind of flat.
Okay, I looked away for a minute, Lisa. Are those strips totally glued down or?
No, just
No,
right
just along the edge. Okay.
And I don't have enough room for a whole nother strip here.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to end up with is one edge where you see this strip like that across it, because it can't go when you're doing your weaving. You've got it glued down up here. It can't go all the way down. So what we'll end up with is one strip on this edge, probably, that's just this all the way down. And I'm not going to worry about that. I didn't have that in my sample. I had the one strip up here where I glued them down, but then they were alternating all the way because it just happened to work out to fit my page perfect. But this one doesn't. Now, the other alternative is to go ahead and glue it down and then cut them off. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and glue them down, glue down another one, but after I get it all woven, I'm going to have to cut off the edges anyway. So I'll just cut off the end of this at that time. Okay. Decision made. Now we need to let that sit a minute and kind of dry just a little bit before we start really manipulating it too much. But I've got all these pages left over. I mean, these little inked pieces left over I can do something else with later. So hold on to them. They might come in handy in a collage. And
I'm going to let you know if the glue stick works.
Okay. I bet it'll work fine. I bet it'll work fine.
I know with a glue stick, if you're heavy-handed, it's usually all right.
One thing, when I did this one, I'm letting this dry, so I'm explaining while it's drying. When I did this one, I glued that down, and then I put in all of my cross papers, and then I glued down one edge, and then I lifted up the weaving and used my glitter glue and squished it all underneath there and glued it down. And then I glued down my other two edges, and that worked really well. And I think that it's probably a nice, easy way to do it rather than trying to glue each and every one as you go. But if I was trying to do it with a glue stick, I think I would glue it each one as I go.
Okay.
Also, it really helps if your pages that are going across are much wider so that you can wiggle them down.
Okay.
And that's one reason I went this direction with that page, and I'm using these this way, is so I can do that wiggle it down part.
Okay.
Okay. And I think it's good enough for me to go ahead and show you how I start. I just go ahead and go under, and then I start moving it down as I'm lifting up each one, so that I'm picking them up as I go, but it's at an angle, which makes it a little easier to do. And then you can just scooch them all the way down to where you got it glued.
Lisa, I'm going to interrupt you. Becky,
Okay.
did you tell them how wide you cut your strips or tore your strips?
I didn't, because I didn't think about it really mattering, but I'll tell you. These, I made them the width. Let me just show you. I just took the width that was right here, which is 1/2 inch. And then I did the ones with, I made them the width. Uh-oh, what happened? I just took the width that was right here, which is 1/2 inch. Sorry.
That's okay.
Somehow my
That happens.
my silent YouTube got unclicked.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too.
I didn't even touch anything.
I know.
Okay. And then these are, let's see, how big are these?
Hello, Gloria.
These are just about 1/8 of an inch less than that.
I knew there was 2 pieces there.
Just enough to be a little bit bigger. I mean, a little bit smaller. And they could be exactly the same if you want. I just kind of like the fact that they're not exactly the same. And then the next time you go back in and you do the opposite of what you did that first time, and you kind of have to shuffle them down and get them where they're really snugged up against each other. That makes it stronger, and it'll be easier when you're lifting it to glue. And I'm leaving them like this for right now, but when I'm ready to glue it down, I will pull these all to one edge and then glue down that edge. And then I'll lift it up and glue inside it. So for right now, they're just sitting just like this. And then I'll go back. I went under that one, so then I went over it. So now I'll go under it again. And it's just basic weaving 101, over, under, over, under, over, under. And sometimes your papers want to stick to themselves here. This one, when I tore the book, the pages with words on them, when I tore that part, they were a lot weavier. They weren't as straight. And I did that on purpose because I thought it would look cool, but it was much harder to get the papers to scoot down because they kept catching on those little places where they go in and out. So this time they're straighter and they're going down a lot faster. I had to kind of do a lot more wiggling. And we're just going to keep going until we've done the whole thing, and no more glue after that first little bit, unless you're using a glue stick. Then you might want to glue. Oh, I guess I should show you the difference. If you're using a glue stick and you're going to glue each one, you have to lift up and you put glue. You kind of have to turn these back. The ones that you're not gonna, the ones you're going under, turn them back like this and lay your strip down and put glue right here before you lay your strip down. And then the next time you lift up the opposite ones and lay them in like that. So it takes more steps to do it that way. But I think with a glue stick, it'll be easier to do it like that than to do it the way I'm doing it.
Okay, so because I keep looking down, as does everybody else, I didn't do that, and I have 3 strips in. So I'm going to do something else. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to pick the whole thing up as soon as I get this woven and glue it down. And I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get to that point.
I think that would work. You could just just flip it back.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a good idea for both ways, whichever kind of glue you have, because then you can just cut off these. You don't have to scooch them down.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, if they're in there nicely, you should be able to do that without any trouble.
Well, I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, I'll probably do it that way too, just because it does sound like it would be easier than trying to lift up a corner and shove my thing under there like I did last time. but if your weaving needs to be pretty snug for it to work well, you know, for it to be cohesive when you lift it up.
All right. See, do we have any questions? Hi, Gloria. And anybody else that I might have missed? I love this. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool. So
Yeah, I know.
I think it looks like harder work than it really is.
Yeah. You
It's
know,
not hard, it's just tedious.
I just had another idea. You could totally do this off the book and then just glue the whole thing down.
Yeah, you could.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be too easy.
Yeah. I know. We have to make things harder than they really are, guys. And everybody that's watching us is going, what are they doing that for? They should be blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm going to run out of paper here.
Well, you have to glue it to something, the first ones, or it's really hard to get it to everything to stay in place.
Okay, I'm gonna pan over to Tanya in a second.
Yeah, I want to see what she's doing.
And not the one who's being a rebel. Becky says I'm a rebel. The other thing is by gluing it to the page, I can see text, not really text, but I can see where the writing was. You know, it's just a little bit darker.
Okay, let me have a second here. I'm gonna switch over to you, put you on in the hot seat here while I grab another piece of paper.
I just realized one of my pieces I got turned upside down, so it's not inked on the edges.
And Barbara says being a rebel is good. So,
well, you got permission now.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's looking great.
All right, I got my head down for a second. I'll be right looking up in a minute. Oh yeah, I love it.
I love how there was a couple of numbers down here.
Mm-hmm.
So that will have to play into the pieces that go on top of it, I'm sure. So I did run out of strips. I had to go back and ink some more.
Okay, I ran out of the clean strips. So
and they're making all these lovely little pieces of paper that will end up on the floor accidentally here in a minute. And poor Jeff will have to vacuum them up.
How's he doing? Is he feeling better?
Not so good today.
Sorry.
He doesn't feel very well. I don't think he slept very well.
Okay.
And he said he doesn't, it's not, he took medicine for a headache, but he said it's not really a headache. He said he just doesn't, he says he feels foggy.
Okay.
So
that could go on for quite a while.
They told us 2 to 3 months easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm and he's been being real good and trying not to do very much, and
good.
But that's, you know, he's getting really bored.
I bet.
And he has a lot of things to do. So I do have some news.
What?
Well, you know, I told y'all that we finally got the insurance company to own up to their big boo-boo.
Yeah.
And, Monday, Monday, we went and ordered our new rig.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Long about June, we should have a new RV.
What kind did you get?
It's a Tiffin Allegro open road. It's called a 34 PA.
Is that a regular camper, or is it a fifth wheel, or?
Oh, it's a class, what they call a class A. You know, you drive it.
Oh, you drive it. You got a driving one.
Oh yeah, that's what our old one was.
Oh,
And
all right.
Teresa just came in. Hello, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Yes. Hi, Teresa.
Yeah, the old one was the same kind.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
We have a fifth wheel, so my husband pulls it with our pickup truck.
Yeah, we discussed that, but Jeff wanted his Jeep. So when we got the first one, we got something we could tow the Jeep behind.
Okay, I was just going to ask you if you brought a vehicle or what. I've heard people will rent. They'll go someplace, like they're going to stay there for a week or something, and they'll rent a car.
Oh, heavens, we'd be all the time renting a car, though. We had to have something big enough to move my show stuff back and forth from the camper, because that, you know, originally we were going to be doing shows.
Right, okay.
So,
Okay, I'm about ready
Thanks,
to
guys.
glue them. And I thought of something we should do before we lift it up to glue it down. So
All right, let me go back to you, Lisa. Hold the phone.
okay.
And I'm just about at that point too, where my stuff is all woven in. Did you glue yours down already too, Lisa?
Not yet. That's
Okay.
what I was going to show you.
Okay.
I think it's good to go around on the edges and just put a little bit of glue on the ones that are up,
Okay.
and that will tack them, you know, tack everything in place. And I'm going to do that all the way around, and I've got edges on all three sides that are going to have to be cut off. So don't worry about that right now. The main thing we're doing right now is just trying to get it to be one cohesive piece. And then I'm coming over here and I'm doing just on the ones that are on top, just tacking them down onto that last piece of book paper. You know, my one with my words, so that it's all one big piece. And then we can lift it up.
Okay.
And you can see my one back here where I've got it turned wrong side out. And so it's inked on the back instead of the front on that one.
It's okay. Maybe you could get a Stabilo pencil or something and shove it in there.
Yeah. Okay. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and just put my glue on my paper here.
Okay.
Let me get it moved here where I can. And I'm just going to do some wavy lines up and down all over the whole thing.
Okay.
And that way I can glue it down all at once. And you might want to be, you know, really good better around the edges, just to be, because that's where it's going to take the most wear. And then I'm just going to take it and flatten it down.
I think I'm going to use different glue to do this part. I think I'm going to use Mod Podge to glue the whole thing down.
Yeah, the art glitter glue worked great because you just wiggle it on there and then push it down, and it's not messy. But you will notice when you go to bend it that the pieces that are on top are not glued to the book, and that's okay. While it's still wet, I'm going to go ahead and make a bend in the page.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So it will dry.
Because if you don't do that now, it might crack.
Yeah. And you can see how I've got stuff sticking out all the way around.
Yep, mine is just like that.
So what I'm going to do next is just trim that off.
Okay.
And then we'll have our background for this page.
And Sherry, I thank you, but you sure? Because you know how it says, you know, not every driveway is big enough.
Mine's big enough.
Yours is big enough? You're
Yeah.
sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
As long as nobody's living next door, it's big enough.
Aha. Okay. Because I could put the old one into my mother's driveway, but to put it in the driveway and get it off the street, I had to pull right up to the gutter. I was 6 inches from the gutter on the house to get it off the street.
Yeah.
So, and the new one is, I think, 4 inches longer.
Yeah.
Our driveway is longer than our house. So.
Okay. Well, it's big enough.
How long did you say it was, Tanya?
Hold on a minute. Jeffrey, what? Ours is 36 feet, but so what was the old one? 35.
Okay.
It's 36 feet long, Jerry.
Okay.
Jeff says the old one was 35 feet long.
All right. Because when Brian and I come to visit, we have a 38-footer.
Well, honey, we don't park it in the driveway. We park it in the side yard. And so, you know, when you come to visit, there's plenty of room in the side yard.
Cool.
So, yeah. Own little apartment. Is that what you said, Jeff? Yeah. And Jeff says it has its own little apartment. That way we have our own little apartment in the yard.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah,
Right.
it has 4 slides. We lived in the old one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bigger than most New York apartments.
Yeah, I bet it is. I'm just stepping away to get my cutting mat.
And thank you all. Yeah, it's been an interesting 2 years. 2 years, 1 month, and six days is how long it took to
Oh
get
my
it all
gosh,
figured out.
Tanya.
So,
Okay.
All right. I'm using a rotary cutter, and I'm going to trim mine off with a rotary cutter.
Oh, that's smart. Put it on you and show them, because I've already cut mine off and they've seen how I did it with scissors.
All right. Here I am. Well, I'll be there in a minute. Give me a second.
I love it.
yes, Teresa, it is like that. It's fiberglass, but it's like being in a tin roof, and when it rains, it's fabulous.
I know. I love that noise. All right. I am, make sure you can see me, because I kind of zoomed in a little bit. Let me put it this way. So I can already tell you that mine is going to be crooked because evidently when I was weaving it, I must not have pushed the papers up correctly, but you can see that the text is there. Either that or my book text was uneven. I don't really care.
It will still be beautiful.
Yeah, I don't really care. So now I'm just going to trim off the excess with my rotary cutter. Carefully, so I don't cut my bank book. And I don't know if I'm going to throw those little bits out. I think I might keep them.
They would lend cohesiveness to some other part in your book, Jerry.
Mm-hmm. You are correctamundo. Plus, I'm a hoarder of paper. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. It is a little crooked, but I don't care. Let me just trim the corner. And then I might as well show you. All right, I can't think and do something at the same time. Okay. Isn't it adorable? I love it. I love it. All right. Our first page is officially, our first background is officially done. Yes, and she says she loves the way it turned out. Teresa says she made an envelope with a soda can this morning. I am thinking of making an envelope that is made from woven paper. Awesome idea. I love that idea.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I might steal that idea from you. Okay, so
I want to show again real quick the samples for people who came in after I showed them before.
certainly
So you can see that there are other things that you could do.
I will.
Tanya's doing one of the other things you can do.
Yep, we'll go over and check on her in a minute. The way I did mine, Lisa, so all of mine isn't like glued down because I wove it and then glued it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of the connectors. So I don't know. That's not going to bother me though.
Well, the ones that are on top, didn't get glued down from the bottom.
Yeah.
And they're going to puff up a little bit, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. You know what I was going to say? I might Mod Podge over it. Might.
Well, it depends on what you put on top of it too, Jerry.
Yep. Yeah.
For now, I'm going to call her done.
Anyway, these are some of the other ones that you can do. This one is kind of I had some going this way and some going that way and some going this way and some going that way and some going that way. And this one was all arced out. This is kind of like what, excuse me, what Tracy, what Tanya's doing. And this one has too much thickness in the middle to use in a bank book, but it looks cool too. I'm gonna have to go ahead and mute for a minute.
Go ahead, Lisa. Lisa has been sick and she's still not feeling great, but graciously agreed to come on today. So.
And what she was trying to tell you guys is that one that radiates totally out from the center, it becomes a knot right in the middle, and therefore in your bank book it wouldn't close. You could do that if you put the center off center in your bank book. Didn't try to put the center on the line. If you put it in the middle of a different page, like if you put your center over here, right in here, and then radiated all the way around, it would be okay. But if you put it here, there's so much thickness in the middle that your bank book won't close. And that's what Lisa was trying to tell you when she started.
You're on screen, Tanya, so why don't you just hold your piece up.
And then this is this is kind of the radiated thing, but it's not. I started in the middle here and worked up and then worked down. And because it doesn't all go to the center right here, each piece layers out. It's a little thicker in the center, but not a lot. And I didn't put it across the fold, so my bank book will still fold. I did decided that I wanted to give it a finished edge over here, where it radiated from the edge, and I didn't like it how it was in the fold. So
that looks really nice, Tanya.
Pardon?
That looks really nice. You could put like a word down there or a million things down there on that plain piece. That looks great. Are you going to do a similar thing on the other side of the page, or are you going to just call it done?
I haven't decided yet. I may leave it the way it is.
Okay. Okay. And Ruby asked how I glued it together. So, and then I see Eva answered her. I used Mod Podge. I kind of just did the weaving, and it was
Can you go back to yourself, Jerry?
Oh yeah, sorry. Give it a second. So I kind of did the weaving, and then it was loose, and then I just put the glue down on the page and then pushed it down with my hand, and then just trimmed around the edge. I love it. I do. Oh, I had the book upside down. I do that all the time when I'm working in these books. If I turn them the wrong way, I'll do a page upside down. Yeah, they're really beautiful. So, okay, so now Lisa did mention that these little pieces might be loose. I'm going to go back in and glue those down. I just wanted to show them to you before I do that.
Thank you, Eva. And Danina, the bank books, Jerry had them in as a kit in her Etsy shop, and they came with some other odds and ends that we're going to be working with through the Hangout.
Is there anyone with a wrench that wouldn't mind going to my Etsy shop and grabbing that link? Because I think I have 2 kits or 3 kits left yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it, Jerry.
Oh, you're a doll. Thank you, Lisa. I'm just going to glue down my edges. And then, so I'm in the spotlight right now. Those are glued down. And then I want to show you that other page that I showed you girls, you ladies this morning, Tanya and Lisa. It's very similar to this, so I don't know if we'll do it or not do it. I know, let's not think about it right now, but let me show them. So this is my sample book, and you can see that this is similar in that it looks like it was woven to what Lisa showed us, but it's done a totally different way. And I'll just explain it to you since it's so similar. I took my bank book page. Let's just say there's the paper. And I glued down, I just glued down random strips.
Can I answer Miss Allie K's question real quick?
You sure can.
Miss Allie, these bank books were to keep records of the money you put in the bank and took out, kind of like a check register. But they are shaped differently from a modern check register, but it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Back when I was little, Miss Allie K, I had one of these, and when I would go to the bank, you had to have this. This says you must always bring the book with you. You had to bring this book to the bank because this is how you kept your records. They didn't send you a statement. This was your statement. And so we'd have to take it in, and they would physically write by hand in these books how much you deposited and how much you took out.
Yeah. And then when they got fancy, they used to put it in a machine, and the machine would print out on there. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of those kinds of bank books that have the printouts in there. So yeah, they've come a long way. All right, anyway, back to my little paper here. So you just glue your strips down, and then you glue strips on top. And you kind of get a similar feeling. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right.
It makes a little bit less busy background that way.
Yeah, well, let me show you actually a few samples of how I did that. And here's my papers right here. Don't make you mind me. So when I do stuff, I go a little crazy. I did a lot of them. And I did them on deli paper. So it looks like they're done on both sides. This is the side that I glued. I feel like I'm shouting. I'm sorry. This is the side that I glued everything down on. And this is just plain deli paper. But since you can see through deli paper, you follow me? This is just, right? Cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what I like to do is use mixture of lights and dark book pages to get this this look. So I save everything. So you see this side was the base, and that's why you see all these straight lines. So I'll do the base first, go all in one direction, and then I will go on top. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, if you guys would like me to do it online, I'd be happy to do it. But I wanted to show you that I stamped on top of it and painted on top of it. And this one I painted like a very, what is it, ochre? I guess that color, ochre.
Hmm.
And I did some stamping with some script. You probably can't really even see the script. If you look really close, maybe you can see it. So,
Hi, Azure. Glad you're here. Sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. Hi, Azure. All right, so that's some options for another page in your bank book. And I could always come on and just show you that at another time. All right, which one are we going to do? A video would be nice. Okay, Mitzi, I'll be happy to do that. What project should we do next? Let's clean up our table. Let me move my little pieces of paper, and then we can get on to the next background. I don't know what I do with my water to clean my brush. My brush is, the glue is getting really hard. Somebody say something.
I was going to say, Jerry, go ahead with yours.
Okay, do mine.
Lisa, did you have a second background?
Nope.
Okay.
I thought we were just each going to do one and then the fabric one if there was time.
Okay, all right. I can't find my water, so my brush is just going to have to get hard. I don't know what I did with it. All right. I think we'll do, well, we have a couple things that we're going to do today. We're going to do an origami pocket for our book. And we're going to do another background. So I think we'll do another background first, and maybe then we can do the origami after Tanya does her background if we have time. What do you think?
Okay, and I've kind of changed my mind on my background, so I'm going to do a little of, I'm going to show it both ways, Jerry.
Okay, that's fine. This is a masking tape background, and it has not been painted or anything yet. It's just the tape. So I told you in your supply list to come with masking tape. So let's get our next page ready. And I'm just going to go to the very next page. And I think I'm going to try to zoom in just a little bit more. Okay. All right. We'll stay right there so you can get a good look. You can use any kind of masking tape you want. I happen to have this big fat roll. And what I find easy to do, and I usually have my Teflon mat here, but if you would see all the stuff around me, I'll try to be as ready as I can. So what I do is I pull off a big piece of tape so that I'm not fighting with it. Yeah. And if you have a Teflon mat handy, you can lay the tape on the Teflon mat so that it will come back up. I think you probably could use freezer paper too, or I'm using a rotary mat, just something that the tape won't stick to. Right off. There we go. Here we are. And I just happen to be using this thick tape because that's what I have, but you can certainly use one of these, the little tape. You can use color tape if you want to too. Yes. My sister actually did a video on masking tape techniques. And when I'm not in the spotlight, I'll have to go get her link to her channel and show it to you. Okay, so I'm just going to set this down here off to my side. And it's easier than just keep pulling off the tape. So you can do this like a lot of different ways. You can do it with a plan. So you can lay your tape in one direction or another. Or you can do it, let me grab mine. You can do it randomly. See, mine is random. So I'm going to do it random again because I like that. And because if you do it random, you can use these kinds of ripped pieces. All right, so I'm just gonna start up in the upper corner, and as I lay it down, I'm just gonna make it lumpy. All right. It's probably hard.
I'm going to have to improvise.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to get a piece of dark paper because you can't really see me on the bank book page. So let me just get a piece of dark paper. Entertain yourselves for a second.
I'm going to improvise and use a fabric tape that is for bandages, because I can't find my plain masking tape, and I don't want to put a colored one on here. So I'm just taking this and I'm cutting it and tearing it and trying to get so who knows what it's going to turn out like.
Good idea. Oops, the dogs. They have to say hello. Let me get rid of them.
Pardon, Jeffrey? Jerry's. They decided that because she went to the other side of the room, they were going to have a fit.
I'm so sorry. It's snowing out. My dog is sitting on top of the back of the sofa, looking out the window at the people cleaning the road.
Because they're desperate to go outside and play in it and bring in mud.
Oh, they love the snow. All right, my husband's up to take care of them. So you can see it a little better on the brown paper. And I'm going to just go in 2 different directions. So I'm going to go across and then I'm going to go down. What are you laughing at?
Azure. Her dog thought that there was a party, so it ran out of the room.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's Max. He's always barking. That's the one you hear when I'm doing videos. He always barks. He's a pain in the neck. Madison is my precious, and she does nothing wrong. Ever.
Yeah, right.
She's the precious one, the princess.
Did you hear me, Jerry, say I'm going to use fabric tape like
Yes,
you
I
used
did.
on bandages?
Did you start yet? Because I'll pan over to you and see what you're doing.
Yeah, I've started.
Okay, let me go there.
I couldn't find any plain masking tape. Somebody borrowed it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And but I didn't want to put it colored. All I had was this with green stripes, and I didn't want to use that. So
Yeah, I have all sorts of tape. I mean, that's what I should be doing. Some fun color tape. But now once you put this tape down, you color it. You can color it with anything. You can just brush, like hit the tops of it with an ink pad, or you can actually go in and paint it. I'm going to paint mine. And
I don't mind painting over it. I just didn't want it to, this green is kind of psychedelic in your eyes anyway.
oh, it
And
doesn't
it's all crumpled up. I just didn't want to use it.
It doesn't look psychedelic from here.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. It's it's got those squares kind of.
It's got a design in it, you mean?
Yeah, and they're kind of coming out at you, you know?
Okay.
Like a strobe or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm going to like the fabric. It's going down really good.
Good. I mean, you could use washi tape. If I was going to use washi tape, I might hit my surface with a little glue first, because washi tape is
Yeah.
stick. Lisa, can you move your book over a little? It's showing underneath the little windows at the bottom of the screen. Oh, I see. Yep. Okay. I knew what she meant. How about mine. Is mine in frame too? Because I think last time I was on, I was doing the same thing. I was working underneath. All right, let's see what Tanya's doing. She's being awfully quiet.
Don't.
Here we come.
Don't.
Wait, here we come. Here we come.
I did really bad.
What are you doing? I'm the hostess. What is she doing?
Okay, I'll show you.
You're busted, man.
You caught me. I was being really quiet.
I know. You were being a little too quiet.
Okay. I'm going to bind my book with this little silver thing.
Oh, all right. No, we don't want you to show us that. I'm sorry.
Okay. And so, but anyways, I have to add some pieces to some of my parts.
Okay.
So I'm cutting some black stuff.
Okay. No more. Don't tell us anymore. I don't want to know anymore. I'm getting off you.
Okay.
You're going someplace. That sounds like it's too much fun.
And Becky says, Tanya and 2-year-olds, when they get quiet, you have to worry about them.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
I'll behave now.
All right. I clicked over to Lisa.
That's a good idea.
She's behaving herself and she's being quiet. All right.
I'm trying to not make too much noise.
Yeah, so I hope you guys are playing along. I know some of you said you were watching because I want to see what you do. So if you're not a part of my Facebook gang, Recycle Parts for Art, please consider joining, even if it's just to come in and post a few pictures and then leave. I would love to see what you're doing. And then, of course, in the description box of this video is Tanya's and Lisa's YouTube channel. And I should post your Facebook groups down there too, huh?
No, mine's closed right now. I have enough, all the people I want. That sounds terrible, doesn't it?
No, not at all. I understand. They're a lot of work, those Facebook groups. I don't actually get into mine as much as I'd like. I try to go in there at least once a week to see what everybody's doing. But yeah, there's only so many hours in a day, guys.
Yeah, I agree. But mine is still open, Jerry.
Okay. I'll put your link in after the live is over.
Yes, and Beth says I went down the rabbit trail, and yes, I did.
Yeah. Shame on you.
Yeah, well.
Tanya Rabbit Trail McGuire.
Yeah. There you go. That works.
I often go down the rabbit trail. I'm trying to stay on point, though, to be honest with you. I'm trying to really work really hard to stay focused. It's my word for the year, deliberate. You know, I'm going to, even though I'm not in my bank book at the moment, I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to have this be an awesome piece of paper for a journal, from whatever. Maybe for my altered book, guys. I was actually going to do this technique in my altered book. Wait, did I do this technique in my altered book? I can't remember. It's been so long. I got to get back to that.
Once again, I'm the only
Deborah
person.
Deborah Carver just came in and said hi. Squirrel's here too. Oh no, Barbara Clark says squirrel because I went down the rabbit trail. Oh well, squirrel.
Yes. Mary's asking me a question. Yes, Mary, I am leaving it on the page. It's background texture. So this week is all about backgrounds. And next week, when we do the second part, sorry about that noise of the tape. When we do the second part, we're going to do stuff on top of the background. We have big plans. Thank you for asking, Mary. And Ian, yes, Facebook groups are a lot of time. They are a tremendous amount of time. My favorite social media thing is YouTube. What's your favorite social media thing, guys? Type it in the chat.
YouTube.
YouTube. You guys like YouTube too? I love YouTube.
Yeah.
Even though they seem to mess with my mind and my channel, it's still my favorite thing.
Yep, mine too. And I have, well, I don't know if everybody has a community page now on YouTube.
No, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, I think, to get one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not there yet, but I'll just enjoy yours.
I said, good. I started using YouTube. Barb likes YouTube. Dawn's Crafty Room likes YouTube. Yep. I'm addicted to YouTube. Dawn. Yep. Yeah. How, Instagram is your favorite, Monica. Monica's very big on Instagram. You can look her up, Monica, the Creative Beast. She does a lot of stories and stuff.
Hold on just a second, Jerry. Holly has a question. Holly, you're talking about the on the cover of the book. Jerry used a cereal box for the one she made, but this is not really quite as thick as a cereal box. But it's a little heavier than most cardstock. And it's slick on the outside and papery on the inside. So
I'm going to show them.
Yeah.
Who wants to know about the paper? And I'll just get the paper that I use for the inside.
That came out really nice, Lisa.
I love it. It feels so good. I'm glad I used the fabric instead of the masking tape.
All right.
Sometimes not having what you need works out to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know, you're much more creative when you don't have the exact.
I love the way it feels.
Okay. Holly is asking about the paper inside, Jerry.
Yep. Yep. I just went and grabbed my book. Let me zoom out a little so they can see me. All right. So I happen to have this, and I have a lot of paper, so I felt it. Now, this is kind of a crazy paper. It's called bamboo paper. But what you're really after isn't necessarily that it's bamboo paper, but that it's 70 pounds. So that's what I was experimenting with. It feels the same weight as the paper that's in the bank book. Does that make sense, Holly, and anybody else who's interested? It's all about like the thickness of the paper. You don't want it so thick that you can't bend it comfortably, and because we're putting media on top of this too, so that's also going to thicken it. If you don't have anything like that, use what you have. If you have only copy paper, then use the copy paper, and you can thicken the copy paper up by you could take, for example, a piece of copy paper, and you could take another piece and glue them together. You can rip the second piece up and glue it down like that to give it texture. I think you could get away with using a lot of things. Ampex says she used linen resume paper she found at the thrift store. Yeah, perfect. The resume paper I find is a nice thickness. It's not like cardstock. Like cardstock tends to be a little stiff, you might say, and so I feel like paper would be the better alternative. Some kind of paper, and just thicken it up with some other papers. Okay. Oh, good. You're making a book now. Awesome, Danina. I hope that answered.
Are we going to do anything to this tape today, or are we going to save it for next week?
No, we're going to save it for next week. We're going to go on to our next project.
Okay.
So as soon as you guys are done, we can move on. I'll do my bank book page with my tape later. And Tanya's like off on a wild, where'd she
Jerry, the deal is that I didn't have any masking tape, and the way that last week went, I forgot.
that? Don't even worry about it.
So it was one of those things.
Miss Allie, I have 3 pages in my bank book. 3 pieces of paper. So if someone would be so kind as to run over to my YouTube channel and grab the little video that I did explaining about how to make your own bank book if you didn't have one. It would be good for you to watch that, Allie. Then you can see exactly what I did. All right, Monica, thanks for coming.
I'll see if I can find it, Jerry.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, meanwhile, while you're doing that, I'll just hold up my bank book again. So that's the cover made from a cereal box if you're making your own. And it's 7 by 5. Yes, I do. I have a short video on what supplies we're going to use, Miss Allie K.
Here it comes.
It's only, I think it's about 9 minutes. And it's easier than seeing. Here it comes. Lisa's going to post it.
I just posted it.
Thanks, honey. And then there's 3 sheets of paper in here. Okay. All right. So I guess we're just going to wait for Lisa to be finished. And
I'm
then,
finished.
Oh, you're finished, honey? Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. All right. So then we're going to move on. Thank you so much, Lisa, for posting that. That's the little video where it shows the little bank book if you want to make your own, and it talks about all the supplies we're going to use for this project. All right. I'm going to set this aside then. And I will do my tape page later in my bank book.
Okay, Tanya, you're up.
Yeah. Would you like to have a go at it, or?
All right. I will show you what the deal was. I told you all to bring a napkin.
Need to move it to Tanya.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm busy.
What?
I'm busy crafting. I forgot to switch it over to you, Tanya.
Oh, okay. I see what you did.
All right, Beverly. Thank you so much for coming. We're glad, glad you were here.
Okay. So here's the thing.
No, Tanya's not out of time. We're gonna put her back.
Oh, I'm in a timeout is what the deal
Oh,
is.
is she in a timeout?
You all put me in a timeout, I know.
She's a bad girl.
Yeah, I know.
She needs a beating with craft supplies.
Yeah.
All right.
Wet yarn.
I am ready for the next one.
No, okay. Well,
what supplies do we need?
Well, it kind of depends on what you're going to do, because we may, depending upon what you're going to do, you may want to leave this until later. Okay. Originally, I was going to go ahead and put napkin on a whole spread. Okay. And therefore, I would like to try this cling wrap technique. And I don't know, I've almost decided I wasn't going to use this napkin. I was going to use another napkin, but I've almost decided I don't want to do the whole spread across the 2 pages with it. And I may change my mind in a few minutes.
Okay.
But so I wanted to show you this cling wrap technique, because if you're going to put little pieces of napkin on something, it doesn't work very well. And that's why I kind of changed my mind, and I might put it down with Mod Podge, or I might do 2 different things. If you're going to put it on a big piece, it's fabulous, because then this is paper. It still feels like paper. Where when you use Mod Podge, you know, it covers it up and is plasticky feeling. Terry, what time is your live stream for the Brook days and time, please?
Janina, you mean the second part of this? I'm thinking if you don't mean the second part of this, you could just message me to Janina. But the second part of this is next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And we're streaming from 1 to 4 at the very latest. And we're doing that because Aunt Beck does her streams on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We don't want to get too close to hers. But you can message me if that's not your question. Go ahead, Tanya.
Okay, well, so if you're putting down little pieces, Mod Podge is going to work better. But if you're putting down a whole background, this worked really well, and I had never done it before. So I still may go in and put a napkin on a whole spread like that. I just wanted to see what else we were going to do, because I kind of think I want some little pieces of napkin. So I wanted to show you how this is done. And so I have just a tag. Okay. Now realize that what is on my table is a Teflon, a heat sent. You can heat these things up to like 500 degrees. And then I have this cling wrap, and I'm just going to cut a piece of cling wrap that's bigger than my tag. Okay. But we don't want it huge. I don't want to have it everywhere. So I will get rid of some of it.
So we have to have an iron for this?
Yes, you do have to have an iron for this. And that was the other thing about it. You know, not everybody has iron handy. So I wanted to show it. And I have a craft iron I picked up at a garage sale. So because my big Rowenta, there's no way I'd iron cling wrap with it. I have ironed many things with it, but I will not iron cling wrap. So you put down whatever you're sticking it to. You put down the cling wrap, and then you put down the single layer of your napkin. I've already taken this apart and gotten it to that single layer piece. And then you have to make sure you cover up the cling wrap completely, because if you don't, it will be stuck to your iron. So I have a scrap piece of paper, and then I'm going to, and I have the iron on hot, dry heat, and I'm just going to iron it.
Craft avalanche, sorry.
Constant thing here.
I'm sorry.
No, that happens to me all the time, Jerry. And if you iron this, it didn't take very long either. It depends on the heat of your iron.
Is that a piece of paper? I'm sorry, because when my
yes, I put a piece of scrap paper over the top of everything.
Okay, Tanya, are you familiar with this non-stick pressing sheet?
Yeah, I have a Teflon press sheet underneath me.
Okay, I guess I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I bought it at Joann's. It goes on top. So
yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. If it's for fabric and Wonder Under, you don't want to use it with. I don't think you want to use it with cling wrap.
Okay.
You know, I mean, try it on a corner where you won't, because I have ones for sewing. But see, the cling wrap is going to stick to stuff.
Okay.
Like it is stuck to this piece of paper, which is now no good. And my napkin is stuck to my iron sheet, so I have to let it cool. Everything is stuck down very well, so I'm going to get rid of the iron.
Okay.
And we just let this cool.
That looked really simple.
It is really simple, and it went on real easy. And like I said, I keep changing my mind, and that's part of this last week.
Okay.
Indecision, you know how that goes.
Okay. It's okay. Becky said, just to interrupt you for a second, Becky said she has jury duty next Wednesday.
Uh-oh.
If we go a little longer next week, she doesn't care.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Becky.
And now it's stuck to my Teflon sheet, and it's still kind of warm. If I let it cool down, it would probably come up a little better.
Miss Allie Kay is asking you a question. She wants to know, so the cling wrap comes off with the cover sheet question?
Where it was out here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the cling wrap is between the napkin and the tag. Okay, and if it was sticking out past the napkin, yeah, it went on the cover sheet.
So it's actually acting like a glue.
Yeah, it just acts like a glue. So it glued the napkin to the tag. And like I said, if you let it cool down, I'm not letting it cool very well, it comes right up. But look at how well that put that down. I mean, it's really stuck on there. And it leaves it with a paper texture that you don't get with the Mod Podge. So I think I actually have kind of changed my mind about going ahead and doing one in my book.
Okay.
So give me just a second to clean up my mat.
Why did you change your mind about it? Because
Well,
it's messy?
it was about having it. It was about having it across both pages, and I keep vacillating between what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, but you don't. Whatever you do, you want to make sure you get everything off of your your Teflon mat, because if you don't, it's going to stick to anything that touches that's heated up.
Okay.
So.
All right. Lisa, what are you doing? Were you going to attempt that? Because I'm thinking maybe we can just Mod Podge a napkin down for today.
Yeah, I was trying to decide. I found my little travel iron that I bought to have as a craft iron at the thrift store. And I was thinking, this is it's fat now, so it's bumpy. And I thought, well, I could just try that technique on, one half of the spread and the Mod Podge on the other half of the spread. But then I got to thinking about that cling wrap sticking out over the, to the other part. Anyway, I think I'm just going to do what y'all do and not use this.
Well, you know what? Lisa, if you put your cling wrap, the big thing about putting the cling wrap down is that if you put your cling wrap down where it's just in the edge, just a minute. Let me get a piece off of here. Are you still on me, Jerry? I guess, yeah, you are.
Yes, I am.
Okay. If you put your cling wrap down where the cling wrap is right here along the spine,
right,
and not on your other page, then it will, it would work fine.
Okay.
Okay. Just make sure that you cover everything up with your napkin. So I think, let's turn this back on. I have to find a napkin. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try it then. And I'll just do half the page with this and half with Mod Podge.
Okay.
And I'm going to glue mine down. I'm going to glue it down.
Okay. Well, then why don't you go to you for just a minute while you're gluing that down? Well, I don't know. I can show you how to take the napkins apart. I'm sure they all know how to do that, though.
Go ahead. Show us.
Okay.
There's somebody, there could be a newbie out there.
Yep, that's right. Napkins have 2 or 3. Well, I was going to, but my napkins have gone away.
I think my napkin only had 2 layers. Mine just.
Yeah, they either have 2 or 3 layers.
Oh, no, wait, there's another one. Wait. Oh, I'm blind as a bat. Will my new glasses please get here? I feel like there's another layer on there.
Well, and that's the thing. You really have to make sure you get rid of all your layers. And so I usually pop it between my lips.
Can we see your lips? You can put your neck
let me see here.
Okay, I'm going to be upside down, I think.
All right, there you are, upside down. Okay. Good. Ooh, you know what it reminds me of? When my kids used to hang off the sofa and draw a face on there.
Of course, I'm doing it, and now it's not working.
Mr. Chinny. Hey, we're nothing if we're not entertaining.
You don't really get it wet. You take your little lips and your
okay.
Of course, this one doesn't want to come apart.
I've seen people do it with Scotch tape.
Yes, that also works.
I believe it or not, I've never glued a napkin down onto anything.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Okay. There you go. See, if you touch your lips to it, it will come apart. Okay,
Okay.
now I've got to put this back so you can see it
All
apart.
right. Okay. And Danita says parchment paper helps. If you put just parchment paper down first when you're doing the saran wrap thing.
Yeah, if you use parchment paper is gonna keep it from sticking to things. That's the big thing, is you don't want it stuck to something that you don't intend to have in your book.
All right. I have to get some water. I'm like really desperate here.
Deborah says the tape method never fails.
Okay. Here's my water container.
Just because you guys are watching is why it won't work. You know that, right?
Right where I left it.
And this one, I can feel that 2 layers came off at one time, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought I got all the layers off, but then there was a sneaky little one left.
And then I pulled this apart, and it's got a line in it that I don't like.
Oh.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Get a new napkin, girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that.
So what are we doing? Okay, so educate me. If I'm just going to use Mod Podge, I put the Mod Podge down, I put the napkin on top, and then I Mod Podge on top of that?
Yes, but you want to make sure your napkin is down to the 1 layer.
Yes, okay, it is.
And I didn't want to use Mod Podge right now because it's wet, and we're going to do that fabric, and I wanted to be able to do the fabric.
Okay.
Okay, I have finally gotten a napkin apart. Okay. Okay. Now you want everything to be bigger than the saran wrap. It's just easier if it is. Let's see where we want to put this. And then I just used the copy paper to protect everything, is really what I put the copy paper on.
Oh, I should have gessoed this first.
Why?
I have
because
to
if you have the napkin there, then it will show through what your stuff's on your bank book.
Yes. I don't know. Do I want
You don't want it to do that?
I don't know if I do. I panicked.
Okay. So I have my
showing through.
Let's go down through this again. I have my bank book. I have a single layer of the saran wrap. I have my napkin, and I'm looking through it to see where my bank book is, because I really wanted to get this bird and this postcard on the 2 different pages. And then I've got some saran wrap down here, plus I want to protect my napkin a little bit. So I'm laying a sheet of copy paper over the top before I go to turn this on. And you could use parchment here too. I mean, then it's just something to make sure that the saran wrap does not stick to your iron.
Well, I have a nice piece of saran wrap stuck to my book, but the napkin did not stick to it at all. Look.
Oh, wait, let's go over to Lisa quick.
Yeah.
When I picked up my parchment paper, this just floated away.
Move your book up a little bit, Lisa. You're too far down on the screen.
Well,
they won't be able to see you. You'll be behind the box.
Oh, and the saran wrap stuck to the book, but the napkin didn't.
Yeah, I can see it. Look at it.
There's the saran wrap stuck to the book, and the napkin just floated away when I picked up my parchment paper.
Maybe the iron wasn't hot enough?
It would have stuck. The napkin was on top, Jerry.
Oh.
That's odd.
Well, I'm going to lay it back down, and I'm going to try again just for kicks.
And can I hear a round of applause for my very first napkin collage?
Yay!
Thank you. Danina is saying I have to make sure I start from the middle and work out. Thank you for that, Danina, because
And a very light touch, or you'll rip your napkin.
Oh,
Yes, as far as putting it down with the Mod Podge.
all right. All right. Now that was another good tip because I'm over here hammering it.
Okay, I think we got this down. Let's turn this off.
And then how do you get rid of the excess napkin? You just rip it off?
Yeah, you just kind of rip it off. I usually let mine dry a little bit first.
Okay.
And then rip it off.
Can you believe that I've never done a napkin transfer?
Now, what I really like about doing napkins is like I can see all of the fun stuff through the napkin up from the bank book.
Yeah. Okay. I left mine, so now I can see my bank book too.
Mm-hmm.
I panicked a little for a minute there.
Okay, it didn't float away this time, so I'm hoping that once it cools down, it'll be stuck. No, it's not.
Yeah, Danina says it's because I'm live streaming. Things always go wrong when you're live streaming.
Yeah.
And my plastic wrap came right off.
Huh.
So I'm back to square one.
That's really weird because now what kind of plastic wrap are you using? It looks like you're using the same thing.
It's just a plastic wrap.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's a different kind of plastic wrap. Maybe it's a different substance.
Well, you know, plastic bags will do this too. It's just, but why does it stick to the book and not the napkin?
Well, it came right off the book, though.
Oh,
it came
I'm
off the
sorry.
book.
Excuse me a moment. Lynn,
When it cooled down, I picked it up and it just came right off.
Lynn in the chat says she's been lurking, but she came out to tell us that she has seen some plastic wraps that do not work for some reason.
And
Well,
she says it's that same plastic wrap.
So saran wrap, Tanya's using saran wrap.
No, I'm using Glad Cling Wrap.
Glad cling, bleh. And I have the same thing, but I didn't use mine. Hi, Adele.
Well, I bought this one because I like the container and I like to be able to cut it with this little slide thingy.
Yeah, I like the container too.
And I love it, but it's called Chic Wrap. Life Simplified by Design. Got it from Amazon.
All right.
But it doesn't work.
Well, it's always nice to find out those things, you know, that there are somebody else has had trouble with it, Lisa. So
yeah. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just Mod Podge it.
I'm going to mute myself for a second because I'm going to use my heat gun.
Yep. And oh my goodness, Lisa, did your bank book get slimy when you heated it up?
No.
Okay. This bank book has got like an oil in it. It's on my fingers, like
well, maybe my iron just wasn't hot enough.
Well, that
because
either
mine
that.
doesn't feel like it
What
did
color
anything.
is your bank book?
It's gold.
Okay. I'm just wondering if I melted the cover of the bank book. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same one.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
okay, so I'm going to now, well, I guess I'm going to try to clean that off. Okay. I'm going to now trim off my napkin so that it is trimmed all the way around. First, I need to get a lump sum out of their way. And I'm going to Mod Podge mine towards the end of the show, the other pieces I want to use, because I really want to leave it to dry. So,
well, I've watched somebody who put their napkins on with a glue stick.
yes.
And I decided I'm just going to do little pieces, and I'm going to try that. So it'll be,
Okay, that'll be cool.
it won't be wet.
Yep.
Ian's using big words.
Okay.
He said it may be down to the viscosity of the paint on the cling film.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
What paint?
You saw it live.
Yep. And Jerry, did you hear my bank book had some kind of little oils that kind of came up off the cover?
Yeah. What is that all about?
I don't know. Now there's sort of a coating on this paper. So my guess is that the heat made the oils come out. I just took my baby wipe and cleaned it off.
Okay.
And it's all fine and dandy now.
All right.
And now that page is done. If you want to show it.
Okay.
Lisa's gluing hers down though.
Yeah, I was just cutting my napkin away. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Here I come.
I really like how it came out. I debated back and forth about it, but I really like how it came out.
Oh, yeah, it's awfully pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that napkin. I need some napkins.
Well,
I have ugly napkins. Because now I'm going to be napkining everything.
oh yeah, and I Mod Podge napkins to all kinds of things. I love it.
I'm going to be napkining.
But Jerry, you should try this too because I really like the texture that it leaves.
Okay.
And that was one of the things I liked the idea about it because Mod Podge gives you that plasticky texture.
Yep.
And I thought that was a little, I wasn't sure I liked that for this.
Okay.
Well, be sure you tell Jerry what happened to your bank book.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
But it seems to be once I wiped it off, it seems to be fine.
Okay.
And if it had been any other surface but this, I'd have said it'd come up from the mat, but I know that it can't come up from there. So.
Well, the paper in these things, it's archival paper, whatever that means, and
yeah.
It, gosh knows, what they put in it. Maybe they need it to have a slime slickness or something on it.
Well, the whatever they colored this cover with, Jerry.
Oh, the cover you mean got slime?
Yeah, it's the cover that did it.
Oh, good thing you're going to cover it.
Oh, I'm not going to cover mine.
Oh, okay. Then you're not going to cover yours. All righty.
But that's okay. I decided I really liked it without it. I really liked the bank book. So.
All right. Well,
okay.
You can kind of see part of mine. Well, that was the cover that
Let's see your napkin, Jerry.
All right. Hold on a minute. I'm trimming it up. I'm trimming the nonsense away.
Well, show Lisa. She's using a glue stick to put hers down.
All right. I'll come back on. I'm just cutting around the corners to clean it up. I love it. This is probably the only nice napkin I have. It makes me happy. And I put it on sideways, thank goodness, because I guess it would have worked either way.
Oh, that's pretty.
Stems to go up. Yeah, isn't it pretty? It's cute. Mm-hmm. I think I put it on upside down though. I can't really tell.
I think they grow both directions, dear.
Yeah, I think you're correct. They remind me of my doodle flowers. They made me happy, so there it is. My first Mod Podge napkin. Turn your cling wrap the other way, shiny side down. I don't know. It doesn't look like one, but there is one. Danina says the cling wrap thing. Oh, 59 people watching. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
I'm seriously impressed. I can't see how many people are watching. My screens are too small. Thank you for posting that, Kathy. And thank you all for being here. And I would love a thumbs up. Elmer's Extreme Glue Stick, no top coat. Okay, so we're getting, thank you, Kathy. You like my flowers.
That's what I'm using. Elmer's Extreme Glue Stick, no top coat.
Ian says we got 61 people. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much.
Sherry, you want to go over to Lisa and show what she's doing with that?
Yes. And Lisa? Okay, Lisa, you glued down pieces, Lisa?
Yeah, I'm doing pieces.
Antex caught up to us. She's been working feverishly. Good, cool. I can't wait to see what you're doing. She always does some really fun stuff. So just for those who just came in, if you can see down in my little square, this is my beautiful page that Lisa showed us.
Oh, Lisa, that came out really pretty.
And there's my napkin. And I have I have 2 more pages left. I would like very much, oh, good. Thanks, Dawn. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you. Good. I would like to do the transfer before you do what you said you were going to do. I can't remember now. You said something.
Well, I want you to do your pocket too, because I want to make some pockets. So let's do the transfer.
Okay. The transfer is only going to take a few minutes.
Okay.
What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. We have a whole hour left. All right. All right. So I noticed quite by accident. Let me do a little show and tell. Let me take my
move it to you.
Put myself on the screen. Oh, you just got your kit yesterday. Good, Gloria. Great. And, you know, they usually get there pretty quick. Like I said, we still have a couple more left. So you definitely have it by next week for sure. All right. Let me, I want to zoom in a little bit more because I want to show you my samples. Okay. So some of you may know I'm doing Rolodex cards and I'm just playing and having fun. And this was an accident, a happy accident. So I use a catalog, a Uhline catalog, to do all my gluing so that, you know, when I get a lot of messy glue here, I just turn the page. And I gotta get rid of something on the screen. And so I was painting my Rolodex cards, and you can see the transfer. It's the catalog. It's the numbers in the catalog came up on it. And I really, really liked it. And so I realized what I was doing in order to get that. You probably can't see it back here, but it's you can see it up in the corner back there a little bit. All right, so that's what we're going to do now. And I did tell you to have a magazine, but I tried a magazine and my magazine didn't work. So I'm going to say a catalog, and you might have to experiment in your catalog. So I'm not 100% sure why it's working in this catalog. It might be really cheap paper, and the ink is just, I don't know. So let me show you what to do. And I'm going to do it on a piece of paper, just for show and tell. So what I wound up doing, I'm going to get a couple colors here. Pardon my reach. And I usually work in a little acrylic, whatever this is, paint dish. Oh, you know what? I should show it to you in my little art journal here. So this is the journal that I made. So you see how I like that. So this is just the ink comes off, okay? So I like to use more than one color. And I'm going to use pink and green. And big brush. I think we'll use this one. So this is what I wound up I was doing. I was like this. I was painting. And I was getting all the paint on the side of the catalog. So then once I realized what was happening, I painted the catalog.
Oh,
Right? It just made it a lot easier. And as I said, I mix a little color, and you can paint your card as well. So paint on both surfaces, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it's funny, this is a green and it's looking yellow on top of the pink. So now you don't want to let the paint dry on the catalog, and you want to make sure there's enough on there. And then you're going to turn your paper on top of it. And I'm going to use something to push it down. You could use a brayer, or you could just use your fingers.
I wonder if matte paper would work. Do you think matte paper would work? I can't find my catalog I was going to use.
Oh,
it would depend on if it was clay coated or not. Because
Yeah.
I can tell you that catalog is clay coated paper.
oh, see, okay, thanks, Tanya, because I wasn't sure why it was working.
Well, a lot of magazines are clay coated paper, but maps a lot of times are just, if they're not shiny, Lisa, it has to be shiny.
Oh, okay. See, and I was looking for one that wasn't shiny because I thought that was the difference between the catalog
No,
and the magazine.
what's happening is that the ink is coming off of the surface of the paper. So that's why it doesn't work with every magazine because everything, because it doesn't always come off.
Okay.
So let's just make sure. Okay, yeah. So it's about whatever. How long was that just down there? Maybe 15 seconds. Okay, that was a little too long because now I'm ripping my paper. Let's do it. Let's do another one. See, I ripped the paper a little. But you know, even when I did it on my Rolodex cards sometimes where I rip the paper, that doesn't bother me. I just go like that. And now I have texture.
But see, look, it lifted up the ink.
Yeah, it lifted up the ink. See it? So we're going to do another one. Let me get rid of this. I don't have a free spot to put this down. Okay, over here. It worked really well on my bank book. I'm sorry, my bank book prototype. So I'm going to go to a fresh page. And I have another piece of paper.
I'm going to run in the house and see if I can find the catalog. Y'all
All
just
right, go ahead. Go ahead.
play.
Take your time. This time I'm just going to put it on the catalog. I'm getting hot. Must be the Hollywood lights I got going on here. It is so beautiful out. It's the snow. It's so pretty. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I love it. Now I didn't put any paint on the paper this time. I just put the paint on the catalog, and
It's working better.
well, it works no matter what. I do both. I do both. I think I left that paper down too long.
Too long.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 15 seconds. Oh, it's even dry already. We're going to do the other side. Now, you know, I didn't try to, let me see what happens if I try to take some color off. calling me, but we're not going to answer it. How dare they? Don't they know I'm making a YouTube video? Or I'm on YouTube? We need more paint.
I don't know if this is going to be good enough or not.
Yeah, Nina, the probably the cheaper the paper, because I can tell you that catalog that Jerry's working with, it's that they wouldn't put high-end paper in there. That's why the magazine didn't probably work. If she tried a high-end magazine, it's not working. The paper is it's shiny because it is clay coated, and what happens is that the ink on that cheaper clay coated paper, the ink sits on top of it. It's just a, and it's a there's a word for it, but I won't say it online. But you never know until you try it. The only thing you can do is try your papers and see what happens.
All right. Now I want to see. I haven't tried to pick up any images. No, the images are not coming up.
And that's because the what takes to make the colored inks, Jerry, is different than the black and white ink.
Interesting. But you can see that the print came up. The black and white print came up. And really, that's really what I'm after. I like the numbers. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Oh, yeah. Please feel free to sub to each other if you're not already subbed. Dawn likes my thing. So does Barbara.
I love it.
I'm going to try it.
Debbie's wondering about spray inks. You could try it, Debbie, and let us know.
Eva, it's really hard to say. I'm guessing an art catalog may be a little high end, but it's really hard to say.
I was going to try Dick Blick.
Oh, yeah. See, that would be a good one to try.
I couldn't find it. So it's Uhline. It's boxes and stuff, Uhline. Maybe you need some boxes and some storage things. You could call them and get a catalog. Anyway, all right. So this is what I did in my bank book. And when I went in my prototype, I did sections. You could see I did it over and over. So I went this way and then I went that way and I just did sections, and there's even a little piece of paper left. I just love it. Just gave it a little texture. All right. Tanya, Lisa, you want to show what you're doing?
Well,
I'm just playing.
I was going to say, show Lisa's and see if she's getting it, but I wanted to show you a different transfer technique too.
All right. All right, good. Oh, Lisa's going right to gold, man. She's putting the bank book right down. Just make sure you leave it down for, a minute or two. Not a minute.
Well, I'm going to add another coat, some more paint, because
I would go for the print on that magazine, on that catalog.
that's what I'm doing.
Good, good, good.
There's just pictures in between it.
Yeah, Candies Crafts. Welcome.
Oh, hello.
I love my gel plate. I love it.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite tools.
How long do I leave it down there?
Like 15 seconds.
Okay, well, it's been that long.
Just, yeah. Did it work? No. It should.
Got some cool texture, though.
Put it back down, Lisa, and keep rubbing it. It when you pull it up, it'll have a little resistance. It's almost like it's right before it sticks fast to the page.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to take a sippy.
Okay, I got a little bit.
All right. See? Okay. So it's
I'm
just
going to put it back down again.
good. Your magazine's going to work. So it's all about timing. And that is a Christian book magazine, it looks like.
Yeah, and it's just the top. The insides are not shiny. It's just the outside cover.
Okay. Interesting that Tanya says shiny, because my Uhline catalog is not shiny.
It isn't shiny. It looks shiny. It looked shiny.
Let me take it by the window. Oh yeah, it's shine. It's got a shine on it.
I figured it did.
Yeah, yeah. It's over here. You can't see it. Oh, Kendra used a photography magazine and it worked.
Oh, cool.
Good to know.
So see, it's just one of those things where you have to try. You have to try the different inks on the different magazines. And frankly, if there's an ad, it might be on different paper than the rest of the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just never know what's going to happen with it.
No, like I said, this was an accident. You know that, and once I did it, I couldn't stop doing it. I did like 20 Rolodex cards using it. I love my Rolodex cards. They're so fun. Don't you love these little projects?
Yep. Teresa, bye-bye.
Sit down.
Bye.
Bye, Teresa. Thank you so much for being here. Tiffany says, and Tiffany, welcome. I don't know that I saw you earlier.
No.
I was always taught to use a matte medium on what you are trying to pick up and acrylic paint on what you want it to transfer to. Interesting. So then you would paint a matte medium on the catalog is what you're saying, I think, and then put the acrylic paint on the bank book.
Mm-hmm. Well, frankly, they're both the same things. They're still both plastic. The acrylic paint and the matte medium.
Right. And I'm just using cheap craft paint, so I don't know if other paints would make it. Oh, Holly made a book. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, lucky you, Danina. I'm always on the lookout for Rolodex cards. And
yeah, me too. I haven't found one yet.
I'm going to grab my Rolodex and show it to you. I have a lot of cards made, but I haven't put, I'm going to take the screen for a second. I haven't organized them. What I decided to do at first when I was doing them, I was just doing the front. And then I decided, no, I should do the back too. So I pulled them all out and started doing the back. So this way, when I turn them around, I can see, you know, both sides will be done.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot done. My granddaughter did. She did too for me. I love you, Mimi.
Did you see what Ian said? If it's very glossy, it will have a lacquer over it.
Okay. Oh, a Rolodex wheel. Yeah. I was looking for one of those too at the flea markets. This is actually metal. I have a couple of plastic ones, but I want to leave it out. And I thought, oh, I'll use this. If I find a roll one, I'll get that. The wheel. Because I looked on eBay to buy them. They are very, very, very expensive. So, just thought I'd share that. Sidebar. Squirrel. Oh, hi, Bonnie. I am glad you caught me live too. Do you know Tanya and Lisa?
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
I put their links in the description box below. Check out their channel. You know, Tanya and Lisa, if you type in the chat, people can click on your name and sub to your channel.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, because they're going to need to know Lisa.
Aunt Beck, I'll take one.
Channel for next week.
If you see one of those rolling ones, I'll take one. I would love it. Don't sell it, Gloria. Sell it to me. Yeah, I haven't seen one in a long time, and I just love the wheel ones, the metal ones. I love them. Yeah, you are.
I got a little bit, and I'm stopping right there.
All right, I'm going to flip over to you, Lisa, and then I'm going to flip over to Tanya and see what she did.
I got a bunch of mess too, but
then we'll move on to our pocket. No, it looks good. I can see some of the text off to the side.
Right here.
Oh, yeah, it came out real nice.
And right there.
Yeah.
A little bit there.
Yep. Experiment with it.
took a bunch of
Yeah,
tries.
Becky, I'm sure that if you picked them up, the girls would want them. That looks really cool, Lisa.
Yes, it does. Now I'm going to go over to you now, Tanya.
Okay. Well, you had mentioned transfers, so I wanted to do more than one.
Okay, good.
So that, it's a good idea to have backups. I, of course, have a laser printer, so, I can print things on the laser printer, and that makes a whole world of difference.
Yeah.
But I want to show you with the magazine, too. These are just copies of some old pictures. And this is just a magazine, and see, I've already done a couple out of it. I haven't quite got this one clean yet. This one needs to be cleaned some more. But all you do is take plain old everyday thin packing tape, and this happens to be duck tape, D-U-C-K tape. And I happen to like this one I actually buy this by the case because I have to package packages. So it's thin, and I like the thinner tape. It just seems to work better for me. And I mean, for not so much for image transfers, but for packing things. So that's what I have is the duct tape, and you just put it on there like so.
I use the same tape for
Yeah.
my Etsy shop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
It's
that
good
particular tape is just really I like it.
Oh my gosh. Denise got one for 25 cents, a Rolodex.
Oh my gosh.
Holy smokes.
Okay, she better not tell us that, or we're going to be coming to her stores.
She's in Florida.
Danina is in Florida? No, she's not.
Don't you live in Florida, Danina? Or California? California, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so then I'm just burnishing that down. And
Yep.
fair warning, I have paper underneath this mat, so it's not real.
Okay.
It's not like the hard table. It's softer under there. And I just burnish that down. We'll do this one too. And if there's a wrinkle, I don't worry about it. Then you turn it over and you squirt some water on it. And you let it sit there for a second or two, and then you take your fingers.
Lori, do you need my address? I'm sorry. They're all talking about their Rolodex.
Yeah, and for next to nothing, and I haven't even found one yet. And our thrift stores are not cheap. I have not found really, really great bargains other than when they did the pound sale, and they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah,
you just roll the paper off, and what happens is that the ink that was on the surface of that paper, and this is just a magazine.
I can't believe how fast that's coming off.
Yeah, it just comes right off. Now that was the magazine paper.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. You know, I was playing, I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. I was playing with the image transfers with my inkjet printer, and I was not having any luck at all. So I thought, nix that. Thank you for sharing this.
Well, you might try it with the inkjet printer. This is a laser printer. So,
inkjet.
It's different. Now, this paper that this was done on, it's linen paper, so it's a lot thicker. It just happened to be what was in the printer at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I got it real cheap. So, it was one of those things where it was cheap. So I bought it for just putting my invoices on and things, packing slips, things like that.
Okay.
So it's taking more to get off than the magazine paper did. And that's the part that's not stuck to the tape.
Right.
And it's going to take some more water.
It's wonderful.
And I may not take it all off of that. Let me see what happens.
I didn't realize you could use magazine pages. Now I'll try it when we get off here.
Yeah. So pretty much now there again, every magazine is going to be a little different in how it comes off, because what you're doing is taking off
the paper and leaving the ink attached to the tape.
Can you ever rub it a little too hard and get the image off too, or?
You probably could, but I think it's pretty hard to do.
Okay.
Now, see, this one is drying.
Yeah.
I haven't cleaned it well enough. See the one right next to it? It's it's completely dry. I finished that one, but I haven't finished getting the ink off or the paper off of that one. That's the one I just did, and as it dries, so you can spray it again and then start rubbing it again.
Okay, Danina says she did transfers with gel medium. First time worked great. I think that's probably the way to go if your picture is wider than that tape.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
You mean you would have to, this is, you're working with something that's just small.
Yeah, for the bank books, this is perfect size, you know, these little photographs. Yeah, I'm going to put one in mine.
And I'm just going to clean up some of the mess.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to find my tape and I can't find it.
So,
It's in the house, I'm sure, with that masking tape.
Hi, Mark, or I should say Mr. Potato Head.
yeah. Now then, here, let's see if I've got a piece of white.
Oh, yeah, I like it. It's kind of like a little eerie looking, kind of. I like it.
Now, the thing of it is this photo was very, very much damaged. So, you know, it's the scratches that were on the photo are in the ink.
It's right up my alley. I love stuff like that. It's got more character.
So, and I don't know why, but I am.
Oh, good. Becky tried using an image from an ad in a Woman's Day magazine and with my paint method, and it worked. Awesome. Right. That is great to know. Woman's Day magazine, you probably get them at the library. They probably thrown them out. Contact paper for a larger image. That's interesting, Bonnie.
Yes, that would make sense because it's just about the ink sticking to the tape, sticking to the tape surface.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. So many people have so many ideas. It's awesome. Oops, I got to put my brush in water.
So now you got some ideas for doing image transfers to do in your book.
Yeah, which I would do them after you put all your backgrounds down. You know, we're just
getting
ahead of ourselves here. That's okay.
Well,
I started it with this.
I may put one of these down as part of the background.
Oh, that would be cool.
That was my plan.
All right.
To let the bank, let me dry my table up and show you what I had in mind.
Okay.
That one's not real dry, so we'll have to just. Okay, what did I do with my book? There it is. Okay.
If you guys are just watching at the moment, Good Housekeeping magazine works too, FYI, Kendra just said. Awesome to know. Okay, an old Needlecraft magazine worked.
Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Good. Love it. I hope to see your pages later. Okay, good.
See here, Jerry?
Yes.
I kind of was thinking about putting it down as part of the background.
Yeah, I like it. I like the bank words back
there. The words showing through it. Yeah. Now this one's not cleaned off very well yet, but
but that would be a neat page, like buildings. Oh, I like it. Oh, try the L magazine and see if that works. Barb, let us know. That's good to know that some of these magazines work. I'm gonna write that down. Hold on.
Yeah, Jerry, because would you put that in your links down below later? Because that would be a good thing to have.
All right. Good Housekeeping worked. Okay.
This one, Ian.
Needlecraft.
You mean this looked like a
old photo.
Woman's Day.
These were probably around, oh, I'd say in the 20s is what this one was.
Oh, Bonnie says I'm backing up a little bit. She says gel medium is so expensive in Australia. That's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Contact paper. All right. Aunt Becky's doing some laundry. All right. I lost my train of thought. Okay, if you guys are just watching, I hope you have, while Tanya and Lisa are finishing up their transfers, I hope you have some paper. We're going to make a pocket. Oh, National Geographic work too. Awesome.
That would make sense because the National Geographics work so well with the citrusol and stuff.
Yeah.
It's without the ink on top.
Good.
So.
Oh, this is really great. So there's plenty of options. So, which makes for some really interesting, you know, transfer images too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love it. All right. Lisa, is there anything you want to show us? Can I flip over to you?
Oh, I'm just trying to rub this paper off, and it's thick.
All right.
It's actually from a book and not a magazine.
Oh, all right.
So I'm just going to see if it'll work. It's this little cherub person.
Oh, I like it.
And then this one is from a magazine, and so I'm going to, but it's actually kind of thick too.
Okay. Well, you'll see. Mr. Victor's going to make a book with us.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Holly, you missed the paint transfer.
That's cool, Lisa. That's cool. The little cherub is adorable.
Yes.
Yeah. And it seems to be working.
Holly, maybe you could go back and look at it in the replay. We promised we'd be off by 4 o'clock, and we got 2 more things we want to share. Yeah, this is fun. Okay, so you got to remember too, FYI, that when you're doing a transfer, if you're going to use words, thank you, Holly. If you're going to use words, they're going to be backwards.
Yes.
So just be aware of that. If you want them backwards, that's okay.
Now, with a tape transfer, that's not true because you can put the tape down correctly.
Oh, that's good to know. So
Yeah.
with my, the way I do mine, it's backwards.
Right.
My paint transfer.
But with the tape, you can just flip it whichever direction you want. Now, it'll be dependent upon what you put it down with, depends on what it looks like on top, because the tape is going to be shiny on top if you put it on top. But Lisa, that's looking gorgeous.
It is.
I think she is still quite not feeling real good.
Yeah, well, it hasn't even been a week. It takes a long time to get over a sickness. Mina says, go ahead,
Jerry.
I was going to say, Mina says she soaks him in a bit of a bowl of water, and then it goes a little faster.
Yeah. Show it again, Lisa.
All right, just a sec.
Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. All right, guys.
That's cool, Lisa.
Do we have anything else to add about transfers? Anybody out there have anything to say? Oh, Danina's selling her book.
Oh, there we go.
Danina, I hope you'll show me. Hope you'll show me pictures. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I've been putting pictures on my gallery page on my website. So if you have a project that you would like to share with me that I can put on there, I'm going to type in my email. Please send me an image, and I'd love to put a picture of your project on my website in a gallery. I have a gallery page. How do you attach them into the book, Dawn's Crafty Room?
I usually use Mod Podge,
Okay.
but you could even staple them in and let them be loose in there. I mean, it's really kind of like whatever you want it to do.
Oh, Ian, that sounds like fun. Double-sided tape.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, it's working, Lisa. Just gonna have to give it a little elbow grease.
Yeah, it's just
Soaking
really
it, Lisa,
thick.
does help. I've soaked some in the past where you just put them in a bowl of water.
Oh, Joni, welcome. She says she put a piece of tape down and then just pulls it up and the image comes off. And then glues it down with glue
No, with the glue stick. That would work.
How many people do we have in the room now? Anybody?
I can see 50.
50 is what I show too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying yourself. How about while you finish rubbing that off, I'll show them how to do the envelope. Is that all right, Lisa?
Absolutely.
Okay, because we got about a half an hour. And we want to do that fabric thing.
Yeah.
So
I have to go find a piece of paper. Okay, I'll just do it with this.
All right. So this is a, we're not doing this. This is just something to show you. This is Origami Pockets, and it's an origami pocket book that I made about a year or so ago. I'm pretty sure I made a video on how to put these together to make a book. We're going to actually make a little, I just thought it would be easier for you to see it because it's so big. So you can make these pockets any size. So this book has like 6 or 7 pockets. So I thought we would make a pocket for our journal. And you see this little tiny pocket? It's an inch. Sherry's asking a question. I had a hard time.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, Sherry, what you had hard time with the plastic, the transfer. Sorry, with doing the transfer, Sherry. Go ahead, Jerry, and I'll watch your question.
Okay, okay. So you can make these pockets any size. So here's a couple more that I made, and I thought it might be fun to put one. What happened to my bank book in my journal? Oh, here it is. It's right there. So that's wax paper. So I just thought it might be fun to put it in there, and then we can, you can put something inside. So I'm going to show you quick how to make one. And there's a little formula for them. I'm just going to take this one apart. Yes, you can put them anywhere. They are wonderful. You can use them all over. These little teeny tiny ones, I put like a little paper clip in there. You can, I don't know if you can you see that? All right. So the formula, I wrote down several sizes for you to make it easy. The formula is 4:1. So when you cut your paper, it is 4 times longer than it is high. And I made a video specifically showing you how to make this pocket. The link for that video is in the description box below. So don't feel pressured if you don't want to make the pocket right this second. You can always go back and make it later and just look at my video. Be easier than scrolling through the live. So this pocket is the one I just took apart, is actually 3 inches square. Yeah, the tiny ones are cute. I love them too. So it's 3 inches square. So in order to make a 3-inch pocket, you need a 12-inch long by 4 inches, I'm sorry, 3 inches high. So you take the number 12 and you divide it by 4 and you get 3 inches. And that's how high you're going to cut your page. Okay. Oh, Mary, I thought you fell off. We haven't heard from you. You've been so quiet. All right. So if you want to make a 2.5-inch pocket, you would cut your piece of paper 10 inches long by 2.5 inches high. All right. A 2-inch pocket would be 8 inches long by 2 inches high. A 6-inch pocket, I'm sorry, a 1.5-inch pocket would be 6 inches long by 4 inches high. I'm sorry, what is wrong with me? I'm looking at my notes. What you have to do is divide. I want you to see my notes. You have to take the length of your paper and divide it by 4. That's why I keep saying 4. And that's the size of the pocket you're going to get. All right. Now that I've totally confused you and myself, you take your length of paper, and when you cut it, you have to be as accurate as you possibly can, because if you're not accurate, there's 3 sheets of paper in the book, Danina. 3 sheets. So that makes like lots of different pages. All right.
And Sherry, I'll answer your question in a few minutes when Jerry's done explaining.
Yeah. Now I'm not going to watch the chat because it's confusing me.
Yeah.
So this piece of paper is 12 inches long by 3 inches high. And as I said, you want to be really accurate when you cut it so that when you fold it, it looks right. Now, what I did here in the middle before I start folding is I marked my paper with a pencil. It is helpful to do that. You don't have to, but it's easier to see the center when you're dealing with a white piece of paper. So the first thing you're going to do is fold this, and if you have a bone folder, it's really helpful to crease it really good. So when you fold this over, you want to make sure that you can still see that pencil mark. So you're just like a hair shy of the crack of the fold, okay? All right, now you fold this in half, and then you fold it in half like that. The other side, you're going to fold over, okay, like that, and now you're going to fold it back on itself. Okay, you see that? So it's actually like if you go like that. It's actually if you like fold it in half and fold it in half again. All right. Now, you're going to take this outside corner and you're going to fold it in half. Now, when you do that, you see a little tiny bit of white edge there. That's what you want, believe it or not. You love it when I get confused, Mary. I'm going to smack you. No, we all get confused when you're doing a live. So you got a tiny little bit of white there. Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to fold this one down, and you want to see the line. See the pencil line? And then you're going to fold this up. And use your bone folder, like I said, if you have one. Okay. You'll see my video. I was able to edit out all my stupidity, so it probably would be better to watch it there. Now you're just going to push this over, and then you're going to tuck this in. Like that. And I left this, you see the little tiny bit of white there? Once in a while you'll get that. Just take your scissor and trim it off, and it's perfect. It looks great. Now you can use double-sided paper. I did not use double-sided paper for show and tell because it's easier to see when there's white on the inside and a color on the outside. And that's pretty much it. So I'll put these notes in the description box below so you know what size to cut your strip to make a certain thing. This one I cut 4 inches long. Can you see that? By an inch tall. And that's a 1-inch pocket. That's a really tiny one. You could make a super big one too. If you have, a big piece of paper. And if you like a long piece of copy paper would be good because that's longer than 12 inches. Or you could glue pieces of paper together to make a really long, big piece and make a really big pocket.
Okay.
Thanks, Dawn's.
Ian says the double-sided tape is a fail.
Okay.
And Sherry, maybe if you use matte medium over the top of it, it wouldn't be shiny. Unfortunately, with the packing tape, it is shiny. So.
Oh, I can certainly show the folds again. In fact. All right. Take your paper. First thing you do is fold it in half. I drew the pencil line. Fold it in half. Open it up. You want to crease it. Open it up. The right side, you want to fold that into a triangle. And the left side, you want to do this box right here. Fold it down. Okay? It looks like that. Then you're going to take this square and up, goes up. And from here, it's a piece of cake. You just push it over and then tuck it in. Perfect for an inchy is right, Sherry. Yep. And if you need to see it again, just go watch my video. It's a real quick one. Okay. I love these pockets. I went crazy. I made hundreds of them last year or the year before. I can't remember when. All right.
If you don't fold it perfectly, you can use a copper Sharpie and make it pretty anyway.
Let's see. Okay, we're going to go over and see what you want. Oh, Lisa, and you could use jelly paper. They make really beautiful pockets. This is the one I was using earlier. I used craft paper and then I doodled on it. All right, Lisa, you're in.
My edges were not perfect here.
Yep.
So I just used my copper Sharpie and colored them, and then I colored inside it a little bit because I thought that way I could do it double.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Sherry, I don't know then because backing tape is always going to be shiny unless you put something over it that's not. And
that's just how it is.
Yeah. That is how it is. And I'm just at a loss to think of anything to stick it down with or put over it that won't be shiny.
Tanya, you're on camera. I thought you'd show your pocket.
Oh, okay. There's my two little pockets. Yeah. They're very unexciting. Lisa's is so much cuter, but I like them. I like that. What I want to do is get a different piece of book paper though, because I would like the book text to come all the way up and then have the book text where it goes down here and then is correct up there. So, but I didn't have a different book handy to grab.
No, that's great. You're the folding queen because on Tanya does totally junk journals on Sundays at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and she has been folding all sorts of amazing things. It's really a lot of fun.
Well, it's just whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, it's fun. I knew you'd pick up the origami pocket right away, even with my fumfering with the.
Oh well, it's just one of those things where you have to just think about which way the corners tuck in.
Yes.
So
yeah, and if you do this with double-sided paper, like the book text is perfect. It really is. It's cute. They're cute.
are you talking, Patricia, are you talking about in our little book? I'm not going to cover the whole page. No, I'm going to do when we get our backgrounds down, I'm going to do some collaging, and I kind of don't like but just this one little piece. I'm probably going to just use this one little piece on here. And then do something else over here. Like if I had put it on this, I might, oh, here we go. This is
I like it there.
I'm going to put it on this page.
Yep. Goes great with the colors.
Yeah. And then it'll be part of my collage down the road.
Becky says on the tapey background, is there another step? ? Paint. Yes. And Beck, we're going to do that next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought she was asking you the question, and then I realized she was asking about the masking tape. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tony's brain is always on fire. I know. I'm going to crawl in there for vacation.
Well, you know.
Take a vacation in there for a week.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Because, you know, some nights it's not very helpful because you can't sleep.
Yeah. Becky, are you going to do a live tonight? If you're going to do a live, maybe you could share your background so far. Like as soon as you start, while I'm still awake.
Okay.
I know. All right. All right.
Are you guys going to do the fabric? I want to see what you're going to do with your fabrics.
Yes, I do. Just before we go on to the fabric, I'm just going to quick flip over to me for a half a second.
Okay. And guys, remember that next week we're going to do this over on Lisa's channel.
Oh, I didn't know whose channel we were going to do it on. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do it on Lisa's channel.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. Aunt Beck is going to start at 6 instead of 7 because she wants. Okay, good. Then it will be 7 o'clock for me. Perfect. I'll come on and I'll see your book. Those of you that bought a kit, you got one of these first issue envelopes. And those of you that did not, you can do this anyway. Just get a regular envelope. And what I did is I sliced the top off, and I'm just going to use it as a pocket. And I just folded it in half, and I'm going to attach it into my book. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Now we're going to go over to whom?
Whoever's doing the fabric.
Who wants?
Although you might want to come back over here for just a second.
Okay. Oh, you're on Eastern, Becky. I didn't realize that. Awesome that it'll be 6. My husband will be gone. He'll be out plowing snow. Perfecto. Okay.
I'm going to take my envelope and slice it up the side for a side tuck pocket. So, and I'm not going to fold it. I'm going to use it whole like this.
Yeah, I like that.
And then there was another little coin envelope in the kit, and I'm actually going to open this and make it into a little book with some pages in it.
Oh, I love that idea.
Okay. And then just so you know, because you know we were talking about that, I am actually going to make kind of a little layered thing happen.
Yes, yes.
With the cover.
Okay.
That Jerry gave us. Now, the heat has warped my cover a little bit, so it's going to have to go underneath something. But I'm going to, where did it go? I have made a huge old mess. I'm going to, and I'll show you next week what I'm going to do, but just so you have an idea, I'm going to use this. This is a book cover that came in my kit. And I'm going to use this little metal thing that came in the kit to attach all of my little parts and pieces to the book cover so that all of these will turn like so.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. Love it. I was going to use the book cover for something similar, but not exactly. So I won't.
Well, I've been back and forth with a bunch of different stuff. And the other thing is that we want to have all of our backgrounds done by next week, right? Except for So if, there's extra pages in here, girls, if you want to add different napkins or do another one of these kind of things, plus Jerry's tape technique, and then we're going to do some fabric now. Okay. Lisa, did you have anything?
Sorry, I just muted myself because of the dogs barking. Yeah, Danina, what time do you do your lives? And do you always do yours on Wednesdays? No, Becky, you can do whatever you want on the other pages. Yeah, we're gonna work on top. You know what? Just seeing what Lisa, not Lisa, just seeing what Tanya was doing. I think I'm gonna turn my envelope the other way and do it as a flip out. Can you see me in the little box? I'm gonna do it as a flip out. Anyway, I'll surprise you with that next week. All right, let's do our fabric. And
I'm going to use, just for kicks, just so you know, I think I'm going to use my envelope, the image off of it, as part of my collage on one of my pages next week. So,
Do you want to go to Lisa, Jerry?
Come up with a different image that's not on your envelope to put on that collage. Maybe one from the book page or something.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, you want to go to Lisa? So she can show her envelope?
Oh. Well, you don't have to. I mean, it's just similar to the envelopes that y'all have.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the image in my collage, and maybe the stamps too. I don't know. But I'm not going to use it as an envelope. At least at this point in my thoughts, I'm not going to use it as an envelope. I may, may change my mind, but right now I'm gonna take it apart and use it in collage. And I'm going to use my book board. I'm going to cut it off and put part of it on the front as part of a collage for my cover. So mine will be going like this, which is why it's
for some reason Jerry didn't turn you back on, Lisa. So
and the boxes are gone.
Yeah, the boxes are all gone now. I don't know what's going on. So
Jerry, are you okay?
She muted herself, so I don't know if she if we somehow lost her.
I don't know. I only see me and you. In Hangouts, I only see me and you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, weird.
I wonder if her internet dropped, but she's the host, so I can't understand how we could still be here.
Yeah, I don't know either. Anyway,
I'm not sure what you guys were going to do with the fabric, so oh dear.
Well, she showed at the very beginning, she showed a where she had put some fabric down, and that's not what I thought we were going to do. And so my fabric won't work like hers would have. So I don't know.
What were you going to do with yours, Lisa?
I've got fabric that has a print on it. And I was going to, and it's a cream with a denim, and I can't show you because it's gone. But I got some denim, and then I've got this cream that has a print on it that's exactly the same as my denim. Oh, and I was going to kind of do a patchwork or a collage kind of. So I may just put strips of denim down for my background, and then add in the strips of the cream colored print fabric. Okay. But
oh my God. Can you hear me?
Are you back?
We can hear you now, but
we're having so much snow. I don't know what happened. And I was wondering if you were still there. Barb just texted me. Yeah, my YouTube it's buffering, but I can see you in the Hangout. Can you see me in YouTube?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
can
can
see
see
you
you
now.
now.
Okay.
And now we have the boxes back since you're back.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so weird. I'm sorry if that happens again.
That's okay. We just kept yakking.
Yep.
Yeah, it's totally buffering. Let me see if I just reload it on YouTube. Maybe that
It
will.
looks fine on YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
okay.
good. You're
Oh,
good.
that-
Now we can see Lisa. I
Right.
was just kind of laying this out because Jerry's page was what she had done, and I was trying to remember what you had done. Jerry.
We are bouncing back and forth though now.
Okay, let me. Who wants to be in the spotlight?
Either
Well,
you
you
or
got
Lisa.
the idea, so
Yeah, you or Lisa, because you have two different ideas.
All right, I'll do mine first in case I wind up going off again. All right, so I don't know if you can see, but I took pieces of muslin and I ripped them and glued them down. But before I did that, I actually gessoed my page, and then I used a stencil, and I just wanted some color back there. I hope I'm in frame here. So I used some green paint because I love green. And then I went and glued all the pieces of fabric on. And my intention was to then write meaningful words down here. So this one I actually used a stamp. And I stamped out, you know, those little letters, and I stamped out the word. And the rest of them I took from magazine pages. I just ripped them out. So I'm going to do something. This is my prototype. I'm going to do something similar, but not exactly the same in my bank book. So I'm going to flip over to Lisa now. I need to pop out my chat so I can see what everybody's saying. And Lisa, I'm going to flip over to you now.
okay.
Where are you? There you are. Okay. So now. Oh, see? I see what Danine is saying. She's. Okay, that was odd. Danina says it's Hangout. She can bring herself back. I didn't realize I could. I just didn't give up hope. All right, Lisa, your turn.
Okay. Well, I've got some denim. And I don't know why I had in my head we were doing kind of like a patchwork quilt kind of background when we talked about it. So that's kind of what I had here was this strips of this fabric that match perfectly with the denim. And then I've got some lace and I've got some rickrack kind of trim. But I thought what I would do for my background is just some strips of the denim and have them be, you know, how they fray, and just put some strips on here. I don't want it to completely cover this up, but it's just going to be something that I'm going to put this other stuff on top of later. So it's kind of like I'm not putting any paint or gesso down. The fabric is going to be the first layer for me. And because I want the words to show through, because I don't have them showing through on any of the other pages.
Oh, interesting.
Well, they are a little bit on the through the napkin, but anyway. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. All right. I'm going to, I had another piece of fabric here while she's doing that. It was more like a denim canvas. Oh, here it is. It's on the floor.
Bye-bye, Dawn.
And I'm keeping these little strings that I'm taking to make my fringe, and I'm making them into little tiny little bows with them.
Oh, wonderful. I kept my little selvages.
So I don't know what I'll do with those little bows, but it's a way to keep the strings neat too. So
yeah, I ripped off an edge. Oh, I ripped off a selvage. That's what it is. And I was going to keep it. Here it is. I can't believe I found it. I don't know if you can see me in the little box. So I'm going to keep that. I think I'm going to use my canvas for the bank book. It's a little thicker, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to rip it. Mine is tea dyed.
we can go back to you. You can show. I'm just going to rip strips and glue them down. So,
All right, I'll put it back on me. All right, so I'm going to try this canvas. And it's more like denim. And I'm going to just give myself some ratty edges. And I think I'm going to just, instead of doing the little pieces like I did in the other book, I think I'm going to do a whole piece on this side. Oh, it's really hard to rip. Oh, man. Oh, because I'm going in the opposite direction of the grain, probably, the weave. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that on that side. And I think I'm going to do 2 smaller pieces on the other side, I think. While I have you in my line of sight here, I wanted to show you this. It reminded me, Donna Hanrahan was showing me, she was jelly printing with lace the other day. Mm-hmm. And it reminded me of this piece of stuff that I have that I'm going to use on my cover. I found it in my stash last week. And I just wanted to tell you, it is a piece of lace, in case you want to do a piece for next week. It's a piece of lace that I just put some acrylic paint on, and or you could spray it. You could use sprays, but it's got glue on it. It's got like a Mod Podge painted on it. And I made it a very long time ago. But it makes for nice backgrounds on top of things. Yeah. You can rip pieces of it and whatnot. Where's my... I'll show you if I can find it. Okay, here. Yeah, this is what I'm considering for my cover. Like a collage. And I'll just show you to give you some ideas before next week. So I was going to use a piece of this lace, and then I was going to use, this is a tea bag. So I was going to put a tea bag down, and I had this little strip of fabric. Thought I put that on there. And this came out of the Farmer's Almanac, that if you bought a kit, you got a page of that. And this is, and I lost the piece. And okay. Everybody got a little bit of this book spine stuff. So I was going to put that on there. And just layer it. And I was going to put maybe some buttons and stuff like that on there. So that's what I was going to use this piece of lace for. So if that interests you, if you like the lace, you could do some for next week. All right, so there's my canvas. And I'm thinking about this canvas more as a textural background. Thanks, Mary. Yeah. And acrylic skin, yeah. Another thing I do is with Elmer's glue, you can put like a thick layer of Elmer's glue down and let it dry. And then you can use, like, you could draw like shapes and stuff. And then once it's dry, you can use that. I know that probably didn't make any sense. I'll have to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right. And boy, this denim is hard to rip. Is your denim hard to rip, Lisa?
Denim is hard to rip because it's not woven straight across. It's got an odd weave to it.
Yeah.
So probably knows what kind of weave it is.
It's a twill weave.
Twill weave.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is canvas. Like it reminds me of denim though, but it's
yeah.
Canvas.
Well, my denim hasn't been hard to rip, but I'm ripping long skinny strips, and but it does rip better from one direction than the other.
Yeah, it definitely does. Lisa, your throat sounds like it's getting worn out.
I've been talking too much.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Can you get a hot drink when you finished?
Yeah, I will.
In the house. Okay. So I kind of ripped this, and I'm going to leave this. I just pulled out the hairs. And I'm going to leave it. Oh my gosh, it's 4:05.
Well, do you want to flip over here for just a minute so that I can give you an idea of what I'm going to do with my fabric?
Yes.
Um,
Oh, hi, Donna. You're still here. Good.
I for some reason the fabric just didn't talk to me for a while.
Okay.
Until the other day, and I found these two pieces of fabric. I have two different ones, but I think I know what I'm going to do now. I have this piece that's got these little things on it that I specifically bought to cut these and put in books.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's got like little tags and things on it, and I like it better because of the color. This one, for some reason, this color does not make me happy, so I'll use it for something else. Anyways, I'm cutting the little tags out, and that's going to be too wide, but I'm going to, let's see if I can get a different piece. Now that actually will work pretty good. I want to just have a little tiny bit of this brown paper showing. And then I think what I'm going to do, ruler, I want the edges torn. I don't want them to be cut. And I think what I'm going to do is just have a little bit of the brown paper and move.
Yeah, give it some dimension.
It adds some dimension,
Yeah.
but then I'm also going to take it to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew the fabric to the brown paper right along the edge of, well, I'll probably leave like a 1/16 of an inch on the edge, and then I'll put these down like as little tickets, kind of like you did on yours, Jerry, just as a background on that page.
I like it very, very much. And you said sewing machine. I was going to do a little sewing on my pieces too.
Yeah, I'm on these pieces that I'm going to to make these envelopes into the tags and to be able to put them in the binding where they're still usable. I'm going to have something that sticks out past them. Okay, because if I put them on here like this, they're not going to open very well, and they won't give me a very big tuck. Right. That's the problem. So I had this, it's just a drawing pad that I got, clearance for about $1 of heavy black paper, and I have cardstock too, but I thought the paper might bend better. And so what I'm going to do is attach them, and I will attach them with something that dries, glue that dries, and then I'm going to sew around them after I've attached them.
That sounds awesome.
So there will be decorative stitching on them, and some stitching that helps to hold it to this back piece. There will be glue though, because I will tell you that stitching paper, paper's not designed to be stitched, so sometimes it pulls apart.
Right.
I may also sew around the front cover, because I told you I'm going to leave my cover because I really I like what happened is I put these in here like this, and I really liked how it looked.
Yeah, I do too.
As sort of like a layered thing, like your stuff was just laid down on the table. That's kind of what I'm going for. So I kind of don't want to change my bank book cover.
I think that's going to be great.
Yeah, I love it.
I will probably do another one of these type of pieces, but I'm also going to put that
you know, I'll probably do another one of those back in here somewhere.
Okay.
And I have some other strippy pieces of napkin that I'm going to put down sort of just as backgrounds. That I'm just going to use little pieces of the napkin.
Mm-hmm.
Edges. Here we go. This little one.
Somebody asked where you got that beautiful fabric. That
Actually, I got it at Hobby Lobby.
oh,
both
that's
pieces.
interesting. Let me
And
see.
are they talking about the ticket one or
Yeah,
the
the ticket one.
Yeah, and I may be sorry that I only bought half a yard.
Well, you could go back.
Yeah, well, you know. But I'm just going to use like just the border on this one on it here somewhere.
I like that.
So that's my ideas for now. And then, well, of course, we're going to do the collage pieces and things next week.
Yep.
Hi,
It's
Norma.
awesome.
Glad
I know we got some people come in.
you're here.
Yeah, and hello, Branson.
Yeah. The feathered hag, is that, who's the feathered hag? Hi, the feathered hag.
Yeah, I didn't.
Is that Norma?
No, Branson Limo's Norma. I
Oh,
think,
okay.
I gave her a wrong name.
Okay. Well, welcome to both of you.
And Lynn
Branson.
in Raleigh is here too, and I hadn't seen her earlier. Guys, anybody who came in that we missed, we are really sorry. We were just so busy. But thanks for coming. And like we said, Lisa's channel next week at
1
o'clock Eastern or noon Central. And I think Barbara said that's 3 o'clock Pacific. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yes, it should be, because it would be 2 o'clock Mountain Time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's good to see everybody. And Madison is sitting on my desk. You can see her.
Lisa's showing off her pretty napkin. Would you switch back over? I'd like to see it.
Lisa, yes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, Lisa, you don't sound good. All right. There's Lisa's napkin. Beautiful.
Well, my whole book's filled up now, except for the very front and the very back.
Yep.
I'll just go through and show you real quick. There's
Okay.
the napkin.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the paint transfer. And there's the paper weaving.
Yep.
And my fabric.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And the tape.
Yep.
And then
Show me the
back.
fabric again, Lisa. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Isn't it pretty the way the blue is dark and the edges are light? I like that. I might have to look for some more fabric. It was fun.
It's going to be pretty when I add some
Yes.
a little bit of collagey things to it. I'm going to got some lace. Not sure how I'm going to do it, but, and some ribbon.
It's so very,
that'll be
very
so
pretty.
with that on there, Lisa.
So somehow it'll come together.
It will. It definitely will. This was so much fun. So whatever pages you have left in your book, the backgrounds, we'll just work on them on our own. And when we come back next week, we'll show you.
Oh, and forgot my envelope needs to, I'm going to put it in I think the front cover.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to save my front page for my inside front page for something special, maybe a little memory or something. Yeah, this was really fun. Everybody enjoyed it. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Don't forget, I'm going to type my my email again. If you want to send me photographs when you're finished.
Thank you all.
Yes, thank you very much for coming.
And I'll try to remember to put all the links in the description box below. And yep, next week, same time, same different bat channel. I was going to say same bat channel, different bat channel will be on Lisa's channel. And that's, I guess, that's about it, right? I hate to say goodbye. And Madison says, yes, I was out in the snow, so give a shake. My girl.
And Barbara's making a big mess with packing tape.
Oh, good, good. I can't wait to see everything.
I'll have to show you on my transfer.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Let's see.
The one of the little boys.
You know what? That looks nice on that paper.
Doesn't it look great?
Yeah, I love it. I do love it. Just reading the chat, everybody's saying, oh, I almost forgot. Mary's doing, thank you, Mary, for bringing that up. Mary's doing a group hangout tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Linda McAllister, I think. Is that right?
Yep,
Is that her name? And Becky.
from
And
Aunt Beck's
Becky.
Creations.
Yep.
Oh, how
And
fun.
it's going to be on Linda's channel. Becky, do you, Mary, do you want to put the link in there real quick for Linda's channel before we hang up? Bonnie, it was so nice that you joined today. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you so
I'm
very
going to
much.
go ahead and stick my link in there too for anybody who didn't
Yep. If you
didn't get that.
if you just say your name, just post a comment. They can click on the 3 buttons on the side.
Okay. Well, I put it in, but they can do it either way they want.
All right, we're going to let Mary, we're going to give her a minute to get the link. And then Tanya, why don't you just write something in the chat so they can go to your channel too.
I'm not sure I know how to get a link.
Fine, you're
Oh,
good.
dude.
That's good. So if you press on the 3 buttons on the right-hand side of the person's name, I think that's the right way, right? To get to the channel?
Yeah, it says my channel, but I'm getting you a link, hon. It's just
all right.
taking me a minute.
Thank you, Gloria. I am feeling better. I know it doesn't sound like it, but this is really much, much better than what it was a week ago.
Oh, Aunt Beck, that's Linda McAllister's. Okay, good. Yeah, we have. So that's where they're going to do their group live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to that. I'll be snowed in.
I'm going to have to be gone
Oh,
unless they say I'm too sick to come tomorrow.
well, you can always watch the replay. Where you going someplace special?
Well, on Thursdays, Hannah has a couple of classes at this little school, and I work there to pay for one of the classes. So,
Oh, nice. Okay.
we're both there all morning long on Thursdays.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, you're snowed in too, Mary. Oh, interesting. All right.
I'm loving
And
my
there's my channel, guys. It should take you to my channel anyways.
Yep. And I'll well, we definitely need Lisa's channel for next week. So
Yes.
make sure that you run over there, guys, and hit the bell so you get notification.
subscribe and hit the bell, and then pray that you really get a notification.
That's right.
Danina yeah, I know. Danina wants to know what we're doing for closure. We'll find out next week. Be there or be square. All right, guys, I'm going to click off. All right.
Yeah, that's because I haven't decided.
I haven't either. I'll be thinking
know.
about it. Yeah. Because I'm
Yeah.
going to do something. It's already puffy, and we haven't even done anything but backgrounds. So
I know.
Mhm.
Oh, you want to see Madison? Madison, before we hang up, let's see how you can see Madison's little face. Madison, look up at the camera. Here, let me turn the camera up.
bye, Becky. Bye, Mary.
Here we are. Here we
Bye,
are.
Bonnie.
I hope you can see her now.
Bye, Ian.
This is the princess. The princess.
She's beautiful.
Oh, I just love her. She's a little tiny thing, so she's easy to be portable. Sorry, you just got my big face. She's only like 9 pounds. Put link on where, Mary?
Put the camera back on you. They can only see you in the little square. I just realized that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I just
So
realized.
they're only getting a mini view.
All right. Okay. Let me just.
Which means all we could see is Madison's head.
There she is. There she is. There's my precious, my spoiled baby.
Oh,
Yes,
are
she's
y'all
very
cute
spoiled.
together.
She's very spoiled. All right, guys. Enough of that.
Don't forget Becky's streaming tonight, guys.
Yep. 6 o'clock Eastern. So, and Danina's streaming too, but I don't remember seeing what time. Danina, you stream later, don't you? Pop it in quick before we hang up. Yes, she is the perfect puppy. You're not kidding. I love that dog. I'd pick the other one up and show you, but I don't know. He's probably getting in trouble someplace. Danina, what time do you stream? And then we'll say bye-bye. Yeah, be there or be square for sure. All right. I don't know. She logged
She
off.
may have already left.
She logged off maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I'm going to hang up. I hope you
Okay.
all have a blessed day full of love and recycled art. And thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next
Mhm.
Wednesday.
Bless you all. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.